Dragon Ball Apprentice Angel Chapter 261-280. Chapter 261 God and God. Hey, why don't we have a test? Sun Wukong looked at Bees with full of fighting intent. Okay, then as you wish, I will give you a chance to challenge me. Beerus waved at Sun Wukong, but I am very strong, don't get hurt. Monkey King smiled goodbye nonsense, come on. Beerus smiled lightly. Then I'm welcome. Goku nods. Goku's breath burst out and turned into a Super Saiyan, right? The energy has increased a lot, which is a bit interesting. Bise was a little surprised, and waved at Sun Wukong, indicating that he could attack. Sun Wukong's student did not hesitate to bombard Beerus with a seemingly powerful attack in the past, but he was blocked by Beerus with one finger. Sun Wukong is excited. Sun Wukong quickly backed away and clenched his head tightly. If you have that little bit of strength, I'm so disappointed. Beerus shook his head slightly and transformed. Sun Wukong's golden glow grows wildly all over his body, his long hair reaches his waist, and his whole body crackles with electricity. The third tier of super demihumans. More and more interesting. Beerus smiled, beckoned to Sun Wukong again, and punched Sun Wukong through the void, heading straight for Beerus' chest. Beerus still blocked Sun Wukong's punch with one finger. Well, yes, it was at least several times higher than before. Biz nodded and commented, but unfortunately, it's still far from Biz's flick of a finger at Sun Wukong. With a muffled sound, Sun Wukong flew out at the time, rubbing against the grass of Zhuangxing, leaving a long mark on the road. Beerus' disappointment. Sun Wukong got up from the ground, bared his teeth, and tightened his head again. As expected of the god of destruction, Sun Wukong's eyelids are full of excited expressions of looking at you. It seems that there is still a lot of room for you to transform into 7 and become that Super Saiyan god. Beerus asked. Yes, next, I will become the Super Saiyan god. Monkey King nodded and Beerus smiled. The fiery red flames around Sun Wukong rose up, and the powerful energy in his body was transformed into divine power. Super Saiyan God. Beerus was stunned for a moment, silently looking at Sun Wukong, and Rui Zhao evoked a shallow and interesting look. Beerus smiled. Then let's start anew. Sun Wukong smiled. Very good, your name is Sun Wukong, right? You really deserve my admiration. Beerus chuckled. Sun Wukong took the initiative to attack again, and hit Beerus with a punch. This time, Beerus did not use a finger to pick it up, but blocked Sun Wukong's fist with his palm. Beerus's sleeping hole shrank, his face changed color. You are so special, I haven't raised my divine power to the extreme. Beerus flew upside down. Wow yeah. Sun Wukong charged forward, staring wide-eyed at Beerus who launched a mad attack on the King of Kings. Has Goku already become this powerful? The Realm King muttered to himself, found a place to hide, and looked a little excited. Bees, you wicked thing, let you destroy my Kaiwang star now being beaten by Goku. He, Wukong is my disciple. The Realm King was a little proud for a while. However, in the next second, the King of the Realm couldn't be happier. Enough. Beerus roared, kicked up, and kicked Sun Wukong in the face. Sun Wukong let out a whimper, and the whole person leaned back. Beerus punched. The entire Zhuang star was a violent movement. When I looked again, Sun Wukong's body pierced the planet, jumped out from the other side of the planet, and flew high up to boom. Sun Wukong fell from the sky and smashed to the ground, screaming in pain. Ziji Wang was stunned. So strong. Is it the god of destruction? Beerus slowly fell beside Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong, I remember you. With a smile on his face, Bishops looked at Sun Wukong, who was lying on the ground. Haha, not enough god of destruction. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and laughed. Call me Lord Bees, Bis said softly. 0 flowers 0 okay, Lord Bayos. Sun Wukong nodded and stood up on the ground. I'm not your opponent yet, but I think in a few days, I may be able to challenge you again. Oh, in a few days, you say you can challenge me? Beerus gave Sun Wukong a deep look. Yes. Sun Wukong has a serious expression. I can't wait that long. Beerus smiled and shook his head. You said before, there's a guy named Roger. Where is he? Roger. On Earth. Monkey King should chase. My dad is also very strong. I think my dad might be able to beat your dad. What's your name? Beerus asked Bardock. Monkey King said, by the way, there are Vegeta and Broly. Both of them are powerful, they are all on Earth now. Vegeta. Vegeta IV. Beerus was slightly taken aback. What is the fourth generation? Sun Wukong puzzled. Very good, what you said makes me more and more fascinated. Beerus smiled, his face full of anticipation and waved to Sun Wukong. So, goodbye. Beerus turned into a bright colorful flame, and disappeared in a flash. What a great speed. Sun Wukong looked up at the direction Beerus disappeared. It's time to lose W. The Realm King sighs slightly. Lord Realm, what do you mean? Sun Wukong was slightly taken aback by the words Lord Bis went to Earth, and Roger would make him suspect hunting life. The Realm King is a little gloating over the misfortune Lord Realm. Why do I feel that you seem to be very happy? Monkey King couldn't help but Dabulma's birthday party officially opened. Today, Bulma prepared a sumptuous meal for her friends. Broly ate the sea with a look of enjoyment on his face. This is the first time I have eaten such delicious food. I have really lived in vain all these years. Broly once said that thousands of masters have been intimidated, and the gods have divided the food into grades, from the lowest grade to the 9th grade. Do you know what grades the food on Earth is? Bardock and Broly were at a table, asked with a smile. 9. Broly asked. It's the best food paste I've ever eaten, anyway. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 262 Grand Priest, is King Quan giving me an award today? Yes, 9th. Bardock dots. Really 9th class. Broly thought about it, and accelerated the speed of eating. He was the Angel Weiss, but now he has never eaten the 9th class food. You are very lucky. Hasn't Weiss ever eaten the 9th class food? Real or fake? Broly was amazed. Broly knew about Weiss. Weiss, aren't they both angels and other gods like Roger? As a god of angels, haven't you even eaten the 9th class delicacies? So sad. Normally, angels don't know that there are 9th class delicacies on Earth. Bardock is not surprised. Actually, before I came to Earth, I didn't know. Moreover, I have lived for more than 1,000 years, and these delicacies on the ground are indeed the most delicious foods I have ever eaten. Hello, Vegeta, what do you think? Bu Suili beckoned to Vegeta. 610 hand Vegeta came over without a word. Vegeta, didn't you fight in the universe before? You must have eaten a lot of food, how does it compare with the Earth? Broly asked with a smile. Today is Bulma's birthday. Many people present felt that Roger and Bulma had a play. Therefore, Broly and the others also relaxed, eating and drinking as much as you like, and you can ask me to try again. Vegeta's face was ashen. You really think I can't beat you? Broly is a little confused. I didn't call you Bei Gun Gunming. I call you Vegeta. You have a problem with your ears. Who told you to go belly? Broly stared. You try to stare at me again. Vegeta's face darkened again. Broly. I'm provoking you to mess with you. What do you want to do? How do you want to fight? Broly also responded quickly. Snort. Vegeta snorted coldly. Isn't it possible to become the 4th tier of Super Saiyan? Do you really think that I will be afraid of you? Broly suddenly stood up and glanced at the food on the table. Isn't it delicious? If he didn't eat enough to enjoy the food. I have to fight at this time. Bei Gun Gun, are you blind? Vegeta, are you trying to fight Broly on purpose? Bardock sees what Vegeta means. It's too obvious, isn't it? Vegeta, I won't stop you if you want to fight, but don't forget, today is Miss Bulma's birthday. If you ruin her birthday party because of a fight, tisk. I think you are more than me in this consequence. Is that clear? Bardock sneered. Vegeta glanced in Bulma's direction. Vegeta kindly saw that Bulma was talking and laughing with Roger, and their relationship seemed to be very good. Even her own servant Emily was busy serving tea and water, and Vegeta suddenly died. Can't fight. Forget it, wait until the banquet is over, then go to Brawly. Actually, you should challenge me first. Bardock smiled. Bardock, the meaning of Bay Gun Gun is obvious. I am stronger than you. If he can beat me, it proves that he can beat you too. Broly tells the truth. Bardock stopped talking. Brawly, wait for me, I'll hang you one day. Yes, and Roger. I will surpass you. Just as Bardock was thinking about it, he suddenly felt a dangerous signal. Bardock hurriedly looked, but was horrified to see that Roger was staring at himself. Bardock shivered in fright, and quickly retracted his own thoughts that were not very friendly to Roger. Master, what are your orders? Bardock flew over, bowed and saluted. Don't have such unrealistic thoughts, Bardock, or you will despair. Roger looked at Bardock Road. Dare not. Bardock dropped the mash bag. All right, back off. Roger waved. At this moment, Roger felt the scepter of his other dimension vibrated slightly. Roger took out the scepter. Grand Priest, looking for me. Roger saw that it was the call from the Grand Priest. Roger, come to me for a jow. The Grand Priest greeted Lord Quanwong to give me an award today. Roger asked. Grand Priest, are you really so idle when talking about Lord Quanwong? Give you an award. Don't you know that Lord Quanwong is very busy? You don't know how hard it is to hide and hide after trying to hide and seek not to receive an award. I don't want to move, I'm tasting food on earth, why don't you come too, a priest? Roger greeted. There are 7 kinds of food on earth, right? The great priest smiled. What I want to eat is the 9th class food, is it really not coming? Roger sighed. 9 level food is right here, let you come or not. Forget it, you are out of luck. I called you here because of the problem of the new universe. If you don't come, I don't care. The great priest said, and immediately terminated the call. Bulma, I'm afraid I have to leave. Roger said to Bulma. Okay. Bulma heard that Roger was going to work on Bardock for the new universe and maintain the order of the scene. Anyone who dares to destroy Bulma's birthday party, give me the order to beat Roger to death. Those who use the excuse to fight on purpose, hang up and fight hard. When he said this, Roger looked at Vegeta. Vegeta was so frightened that the whole body became violent, and his face became pale. After Roger explained a few words, it turned into a colorful flame, disappeared into the clouds, and disappeared. Fei Fei Fei, Fei Fei Fei. Roger flew away. Lepping stuttered when he spoke, and everyone looked at Lepping with sympathy. This idiot doesn't know Roger's identity until now, does he? Hey, when did Roger learn to dance the sky? Lepping was very surprised and everyone present gave Lepping a sympathetic look again. So poor guy. You don't know anything, do you? Oolong -3.8. While tasting the food, he glanced at Lepping sideways. What do you know? Lepping is puzzled. You are so pitiful, Oolong sighed. You already know, but you don't know Lepping yet. Krillin laughed. Roll, Oolong shouted to Keelan, ha ha ha. Keelan laughed. What do you know? Lepping is curious about Lepping. In fact, there are some things that are not good if you know more. It is better not to know. Don't ask. Keelan said something meaningfully, then walked away and guessed what? Mysterious. Lepping muttered. Afterwards, Lepping patted Tianjin Fan and asked if Tianjin Fan knew anything about it. I don't know exactly, but I can tell you responsibly that Roger's identity is more terrifying than you think. Tianjin Fan lowered his voice. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 263 The Great Priest. The dimensions are out of sync. Roger is scary. What do you mean? Lepping scratched his head. Your memory is really bad. Number 18 is really hard to see, so I inserted a sentence. You? How do you look familiar? Lepping looked at number 18 and thought this girl was pretty good looking. Humph. Number 18 snorted coldly. That is, he stopped talking about this white man. Doesn't he know that he was turned into my code name by Vados before? Forget it, it's all over, don't care. It seems that this stuff is still alive in the drum. Grand Priest Palace Chaos. Hi, High Priest, here I come. Roger waved. Grand Priest. So rude. If you are not the future Archangel, I will strangle you, believe it or not. Great God tastes black like a face. High Priest, what are you looking for? Roger asked with a smile. What's wrong with the new universe? You beat the core of the universe violently last time, and sure enough, something went wrong. The Great Priest sighed slightly. Look at the Great Priest gently waving his hand. Suddenly, a crack appeared in the space. The Great Priest didn't intend to go in immediately. But Roger found out that after this crack appeared, what happened to the surrounding void that was distorted? Asked Roger impatiently. Roger had never seen this kind of problem before. The time dimension was out of sync. Great God's way. Put simply, Roger rode. Grand Priest, well, I get it, it's just different from our time, it's equivalent to a different dimension space, that is, the hut of spirit and time on Earth. Roger muttered. Good. The Great Priest nodded. The current time difference is 1 day in the new universe, which is equivalent to 30 days in our universe. That is to say, the time of the new universe is faster. Roger pondered that you were right, it's getting faster. The Great Priest replied, actually, the reason is very simple. The time of the universe is related to the rotation speed of the core of the universe. The faster the rotation speed, the faster the universe. Time flies faster. Hundreds of millions of years ago, the time of the major universes was actually not synchronized. It was the Archangel who executed the time synchronization order to re-rotate the core of the universe and change its own time. Oh, and this kind of thing. Roger was also a little curious, so how did the time come? Isn't most of the core of the universe now sealed in the body of the God of Destruction? How else to turn? Roger thinks that the Grand Shrine is doing something wrong and is fooling people again. It is sealed in the body of the God of Destruction, but it needs to go to the center of the universe to rotate once every 1,000 years. If the rotation speed is different, the time will also be skewed. The Great Priest explained, think about it, if you switch from the 6th universe to the 7th universe, the time will be misaligned, and it will be very uncomfortable. I think, Roger, you have been to the Dragon Realm, and you should be deeply aware of this. Feel right. What do you mean, Great Priest? Speak straight. Roger said. Roger, because you humiliated the core of the new universe with a 9, which caused the core to rotate faster. The faster it rotates, the faster time passes. Therefore, the time of the new universe is faster than ours. 30 times faster. Dajingu Dao. So, I will go to the core of the universe again. Let him turn slowly. Roger thoughtful. Grand Priest. Right? Asked Roger. Ahem. Sometimes violence can't solve a problem. The Great Priest sighed. You go and beat the core of the universe, maybe he will turn slower, or save a while to be faster and slower. So, will humans be born in the new universe? We are gods, and naturally we will not be affected by the passage of time. But humans can't stand it. Let alone humans, if the core of the new universe really rotates faster and slower for a while, it will become a dead universe, and no life will be born. So, what can you do, Great Priest? Roger asked Xiaoji with affection, and moved with reason. The Great Priest said. I also hope that the Great Priest will enlighten me, said Roger, bowing solemnly. The Grand Priest glanced at Roger. Brief silence. Come with me. God nodded his head. The Great Priest fell into the new universe first. Roger followed. 3 months have passed. Of course, time is measured in terms of Earth. I don't know how long it has passed in the new universe. According to the algorithm of the Great Priest, it should be 30 months, which is equivalent to 2.5 years. The space of the new universe is still about the same size as before, and it has not increased much. In addition, the planet where the core and Roger were born is still the size of the moon and the Earth, but Roger is clear that the core of the new universe is turning. The speed has become faster. At this time, the core of the new universe is orthodox to its own dark planet. It seems that Roger is coming, and the core is turning more vigorously. Grand Priest, is the time you're talking about revolution or rotation? Roger asked the rotation Grand Priest tired. This is the first time I have seen a core with a revolution. This core is so sad. The core of the universe, starting today, let that planet revolve around you, said the Grand Priest. The core of the universe slowly stopped. 927. Of course, the core of the universe just stopped its revolution. That is, the core of the universe itself continued to rotate around Roger's planet. That is, the so-called rotation. Grand Priest cast a flame of energy. Suddenly, Roger's planet began to revolve around the core of Roger. You can also see that, in fact, there is another factor that affects time, that is, they often exchange with each other. Currently, who revolves around who is still the most fundamental question. The Great Priest laid a screen and said to Roger, before you came here, your planet revolved around the core, but the core seemed to know that you were here, so it quickly revolved around your planet. Span. You're right, Grand Priest. Roger nodded. This conflict will be resolved sooner or later. Otherwise, in the current situation, if the new universe is to be completely stabilized, I'm afraid it will take 5 or 6 years to say the least. You're right. The Grand Priest nodded slightly. Actually, the most fundamental problem is the conflict between the core of the universe and your planet. It's really troublesome. Sui Jia is also a big head. You can't destroy your own star ring, right? The core of the universe, I have a way, you can revolve around each other. It's fairer that the Great Priest suddenly treats the core Tao of the universe like this. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 264 Grand Priest, don't disturb Roger. The core of the universe seems to have heard the words of the big stretcher, and began to revolve around Roger's planet, and Roger's planet is also revolving around the core of the universe. Two planets revolving around each other. Yes, the speed of rotation is a little slower. Core, you also want to be free earlier, right? Only when the universe takes shape can you be truly free. The Great Shrine really slowed down the speed of rotation towards the core of the Tao. Hello, Great Priest. You said that the core is free, but to have the core be sealed in the body of the God of Destruction, it would be better to rotate more freely in the universe. Roger is really kind of sad for the core. The core of the heart turned off, and it became clear, and it was hard to make it out. A look at the results. Nima, to be sealed. Let's go, the great god said to Roger. Is this the end? Asked Roger to the high priest. Yes, the great priest nodded. This is what you mean by knowing it with love and moving with reason. Just so simple. Yes, it's that simple. The Grand Priest seemed to know what Roger was thinking, nodded and said, many things seem complicated, but they are actually very simple. Similarly, many things seem simple, but they are actually very complicated. Grand Priest, you are truly a great philosopher. Rogers and the High Priest smiled. Yes, just keep rotating at the current speed, neither fast nor slow. The Great Priest told the core to the core and was really obedient. Perhaps it was because Roger was on the scene. Anyway, the speed of rotation was kept at the same level as that of the 12 universes. In this way, the time here was synchronized with the time of the 12 universes, but the core was spinning, and at the speed it was a bit uncontrollable to speed up the Great Priest to correct it again. Only then did the core let go of the speed again. The core is not suitable enough. I called you here this time, and I hope you can help me keep an eye on it for a while and correct the rotation speed of the core. The High Priest said to Roger, because according to the current situation, the right to return to this new universe is yours. Okay, I'll keep an eye on it here for a while. Roger thought for a while, then nodded in agreement that Roger was also bored. Since the new universe is one's own, it's not a good thing for the time to be out of sync. It's been 1,000 years since my own universe has passed, and only 10 years have passed here. Of course, this is just an example. The time is out of sync and there are a lot of things that are troublesome. It's like Roger stayed in the Dragon Realm for an hour. After the result came out, what did it mean that 3 months had passed outside? Dui Ming Longji's core rotates more slowly. However, Depending on the situation, the dragon world has the rules of the dragon world, and the god world has the rules of the god world. The rules are different from each other. If the dragon realm is managed by the god realm, the last archangel should also make the core of the dragon realm rotate the same as the god realm. I don't know if there is a core of the universe in the dragon world. Listening to the meaning of the dragon of God, it seems that there is. Then it's up to you. The Grand Priest nodded. Priests have come out of the new universe. The Great Priest smiled slightly, and his eyes moved, and he got in touch with Vados. Roger is stabilizing the core of the new universe. You tell everyone, don't disturb him. This is an ecological issue related to the new universe. The Great Priest said yes to Vados. Lord of the Great Shrine. Vados understood. What does Father Spring mean? Does it mean that Roger will be in the new universe for a while? Then, the plan of Champa should be able to be implemented, right? After Vados finished the call with the High Priest, he immediately got in touch with Weiss. Weiss also just returned to the planet Beerus, and was planning to call Karen from the 8th universe to discuss the countermeasures. The result has not had time to give Karen call and receive the latest news from Vados. Good sister, I know. Weiss nodded, then Karen doesn't need to contact Zuin for now. Vados smiled. But Bis doesn't know what he's doing, he's not on the planet, I think. A projection was formed on Whis' scepter, and in the projection, Bis's figure soon appeared, but it made Whis feel slightly. Beerus has gone to Earth, maybe he is looking for the Super Saiyan God. Roger is not on Earth. Today seems to be Bulma's birthday party. If Beerus goes to Earth, it might cause a dispute, right? Well, they don't know Beerus, right? Vados pondered. I don't know, I haven't seen it. There is a high possibility of fighting with the heart of Weiss. Nodding, Vados smiled. Alright, if this opportunity happens, it's good to see them. I'll go and see them too. Raleigh takeaway. Weiss also expressed his thoughts. Let's go. Vados smiled slightly. Don't call Josie, Weiss whispered. Of course. Vados replied, don't call me Myers, these two troubled children may cause some changes when they come. Okay. Weiss nodded. Vados and Weiss set off almost at the same time, and flew in the direction of Earth, the 7th universe, Earth, Bulma's home. Beerus fell from the sky and landed in the courtyard of Bulma's house. Beerus walked towards the banquet scene step by step. Hi, are you also Bulma's friend? Vegeta's eldest son, Emily, raised her glass and smiled at Beerus. Beerus glanced at Amy lightly, but ignored him. However, Beerus suddenly found that the cake in Ning's hands in Emily's hands seemed to be exuding a slight fragrance. Beerus sniffed his nose. Where did you get this thing? Beerus asked about the mousse cake. It's casual over there. Emily pointed to the buffet food table over there, and Beerus nodded, walked to the table over there, and picked up a piece of mousse cake, Meme. After taking a bite, Beerus' eyes widened, his eyes filled with incredible 9th-class food. This is such a 9th-class food. How can that be possible? Why is there a 9th class of food on Earth? Then Zensbot feels so happy, so happy. Is this the discovery of a new continent? Beerus can be sure. This cake is definitely a 9th class food. That's right. You won't be eating cake for the first time, will you? Leping, who was on the right, turned to the intoxicated expression of Bees, and couldn't help but ask Beerus and glared at Leping again. I remember you. However, I'm enjoying the 9th class food now, so I won't bother with you for now. After Beerus finished eating the mousse cake, he felt the deliciousness in it, and was intoxicated by the taste buds of the food. Then, Beerus glanced at the egg tart on the side. What is this? Asked Beerus. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 265 Weiss, 9th class food. Where? It's called egg tart. Are you from an alien? Leping shook his head. This cat is so diminutive that he has never seen an egg tart. Leping drank a bit too much, but as long as there is a plate of peanuts, he won't be drunk to fight Beerus, which is more dangerous than Beerus. Boy, I'll kill you in a while. Egg way. First time heard of this kind of thing. Beerus took a bite, and his excitement exploded. Another 9th class food. I really found the new world. Weiss, this set is not there. What a pity. Wendager Rustin felt that Weiss was very nervous. After eating the egg tart, Beerus turned his attention to the sushi next to him. Right. I ate 2 9th class delicacies in a row. There won't be a third 9th class food, right? Beerus decides to try something else. Maybe, there are other 9th class delicacies. There will be. Bias has some expectations. What about this? What is it? Beerus asked Lepin. This is sushi. Are you really from aliens? Lepin asked drunkenly, and Daggerus took a bite. What the hell? It's 9703 and other delicacies again. How does this planet hold up? 3 consecutive 9th class delicacies. My god of destruction, Beerus, is not dreaming, is he? Beerus covered his head. Lepin looked bewildered. What do you mean by beating your head? Not dreaming. Beerus shook his head and definitely muttered something at this time. What Super Saiyan God is, let the Super Saiyan God go to hell. Roger. Go whoever you love. As a foodie, Beerus prefers to enjoy food. Moreover, it is still the 9th class food standing at the top of the food. Beerus felt that his happiness came too suddenly. Beerus tasting at various stalls. Tasted one, the 9th class food. After tasting another one, it was still a 9th class food. Then, Bizons was pleasantly surprised to find that, except for a few of the food on the spot, the rest were all 9th class. Even if those few dishes were not 9th class, they had reached the peak of 8th class. Beerus ate for a while, and suddenly saw Whis falling from the sky. Whis was a little dazed. Actually no fight, DACC. Isn't Beerus looking for the Super Fessia god? Why are you eating here? Isn't there only 7 kinds of food on Earth? 7th class food, makes Beerus so happy. This unpromising feral cat. I took you to the gourmet star in the 6th universe, and there are 8th class delicacies on it. Wes, you can count. Beerus hurriedly beckoned to Whis, loudly speaking, you have some good luck, okay. What do you want to do when you scream so loudly? Whis darkly walked in the direction of Beerus. The people present didn't know Beerus, but Whis has been seen several times, and many people still know him. Of course, there are also many people who do not know. When Jingweiss appeared, many people were not there. Bardock, Brawly, and Vegeta immediately looked at Wes Roger and left. Wes ran over, do you want to do something? Beerus-sama, what's the matter? Weiss bowed slightly and asked politely. Who is it? The 3 of Bardock looked at each other. Whis actually saluted Beerus. This cat's identity is not simple. The 3 of Bardock looked at Beerus at the same time. This cat looks a little familiar. Bardock was thoughtful. I seem to have seen it somewhere. Vegeta pondered. Brawly shook his head slightly, ignoring it. Whoever he is. Weiss is here. Bulma saw Weiss coming, and went up to say hello to Miss Bulma, and resisted. Weiss is still very polite to Bulma. Is this Weiss, friend? Bulma looked at Beerus and asked me to introduce, this is Beerus-sama. Weiss introduced hello with a smile. Bulma nodded lightly. Is it enough for your birthday party today? Your food is delicious. Beerus looked at Bulma, smiled and enjoyed it casually. Bulma smiled, there will be a show later. Whis and Beerus nodded and said nothing. Bulma left after speaking. Weiss, you are so disrespectful. Beerus stares. What's the meaning? Weiss asked. 9th class food. You don't tell me. Bizhei King risked. What did you say? Weiss was stunned. What kind of 9th class cuisine? Weiss looked around. You are still pretending. Bitches is furious. Don't tell me, this is your first time on Earth. The woman on Earth is obviously very familiar with you. 9th class food. Where? Weiss asked impatiently. You reload. This was so angry that his nose turned white. He stared at Weiss, and pointed to the table beside this. This, and this. These are the 9th class food. Weiss laughed at the time. Beerus, you are so funny. Are these 9th class delicacies? Do you think I haven't eaten on Earth? Who are you deceiving? Why are you laughing? Bees hummed _ Wis looked at Beerus suspiciously, with a smile still on his face. Why don't you believe it? You try it. Beerus is a little puzzled. Why don't you believe it? Is there something wrong with my sense of taste? Beerus-sama, have you slept for a while? Did you really have trouble sleeping with your sense of taste? Weiss looked at Robirose with a smile, grabbed a piece of sushi and took a bite. Immediately after. Wes, Joker freezes. Is this the 9th class food? How can it be? Weiss looked at such an inconspicuous sushi in disbelief. How could this be? The last time I ate with Roger, I never had such good sushi. You won't be straight without eating, will you? Bees thinks that Weiss's expression doesn't look like a fake. Weiss does not pay attention to Beerus, and has tasted other food. I will go. Another 9th class food. I tasted it again, it's still the 9th class. Weiss was shocked. How is this going? When did the food of the Earth evolve to such a high level? It doesn't matter, let's enjoy it first. Sister Vados, just tasted the 9th class food once in the palace of the Whole King. Daddy's 9th class delicacies. Too much straightness. At this time, for Weiss, what real god domain, what scepter, what core of the universe is none of my business. 9th class food, if you don't eat it, there will be no more. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 266 Vados, what did we miss? Vados came relatively late, because the 6th universe is relatively far from the Earth. After Vados came, he saw that Wis and Beerus were very unpromising eating and drinking Vados in the sea. Hello, is it delicious? Vados wants to hang Weiss on the head, although Weiss's true god domain is higher than that of Vados. Well, it's not as tall as Vados now, but in terms of combat, it's the power of the angels. Vados's angel power is higher than that of Weiss, and Weiss can't beat Vados. Isn't it good that we want to make Beth make a fuss here? What is the strength of Sun Wukong and others? Why are you still eating? Although angels can sense the energy intensity of human body, but now it is popular to transform, and the transformation has doubled a lot, so it is hard to say. Even if it is an angel, it is difficult to see what the other party will transform into. Sister is here. Wes's mouth and lips are dancing. Vados's danger is even darker. What is your expression? Ah, Vados, long time no see. Vase also came up and said hello, Lord Beerus. Vados nodded lightly. Vados also came. Bulma came over and politely greeted happy birthday, Miss Bulma. Vados smiled and nodded thank you. Bulma smiled and asked, where's the gift? Vados. You and Roger, it's really not a family that doesn't go into the same house. After Roger finished his training, it would be better to ask his father and Lord Quan Wong for a present. When you have a birthday, ask me for a present. The clothes on my body are still made of my scepter. Miss Bulma, my scepter is under my control, how about making her transparent? Vados leaned into Bulma's ear and whispered. Bulma's beautiful forehead changed color at that time. Are you an angel? You are shameless. Hee hee, just kidding. Vados smiled. God Realm didn't have a birthday present. Sorry, it doesn't matter. Bulma hit a ha-ha. Hurry up and stay away from this woman before Roger returns, in case she really takes the costume becomes transparent. I'm looking for someone to reason with. Seeing that Bulma was scared away, there was a smile on Vados' face, a little human who dared to ask for a gift in front of me. Weiss. Vados looked at Weiss with a dark face. Sister, what have we done? Weiss' lips were still dancing, and Vados stared at him angrily. Enough. 9th class food. Come and try it. Sister, can you taste the 9th class food? Weiss said, took a pudding and handed it to Vados. What did you say? 9th class food. Don't make trouble. Vados rolled his eyes at Weiss, then looked at the small cloth in Weiss' hands, and dared to call it a 9th class food. You are so good at joking. Seeing that Vados ignored it, he shoved the pudding into his mouth, and his lips began to dance again. Yummy, delicious, soft, soft, like in the clouds, sweet taste, as if the whole person was intoxicated. Wes eats and evaluates. Vados. Really worthless. Is that edible? What about the 9th class food? It would be nice if I could save up to 7. Do you really not eat? Weiss went to get another ice cream, and asked Vados that the danger was getting worse and worse. Forget what are we here for. Vados's heart is aggrieved. Why are all the pig teammates around me? Ruosi is, so is Wes, and even more is Myers. So sad. Weiss' lips were still dancing with excitement. Vados covered his face and felt a 10,000-point crit. Seeing that Weiss was eating so deliciously, Vados decided to taste it. With a dark face, Vados took a piece of sushi, put it in his mouth and took a small bite, eating the seaweed and rice on the periphery. So unpalatable. This is also called the 9th class cuisine. Joss almost vomited. However, the angel is still very self-restrained, but he swallowed it abruptly. Sister, sushi is eaten whole. Weiss laughed and said it was unpalatable. Vados stared. Having said that, when Vados still ate the entire sushi in one bite, Vados's expression froze. Vados's dangerous color changes and colorful. 9th class food. Really 9th class food. That's right. 0 flowers. What did I miss? Sister, am I right? Weiss smiled. You try the pudding again. Bardos Ning made a pudding and ate it in one bite. Bardos was stunned again, and it was a 9th class delicacy. Then, Vados tasted other delicacies respectively. Where did I come to? Why are there so many 9th class delicacies here? Vados was so happy that he ate it at the time. As for making beaks make a scene, check Sun Wukong and their strengths and let Beerus go to hell. If you don't want to enjoy so many 9th class delicacies, what kind of bicycle do you want? Strange, when did so many 9th class delicacies appear on Earth? Vados asked. Weiss. Brief dark. Maybe there has always been. Roger didn't give us a good drama about Weiss guessing Vados. Also, Roger, you are so shameless. You have 9th class food, won't you give us to eat? You are so bad. Miss Bulma, are they straight God like Roger? Emily whispered yes. Bulma nodded. However, they don't seem to have eaten these delicious foods. Emily was a little puzzled listening to Roger's meaning. The food of the earth is the pinnacle of existence. Bulma laughed really. In other words, the food of other planets is very general. Emily was a little surprised. Before I came to Earth, I fought on the major planets. The food on it was relatively primitive. It was nothing more than roasted with fire. Vegeta happened to pass by here and heard the conversation between the two women. She couldn't help said a word. Millie nodded. But then again, Emily, you should eat less. Bulma persuaded. Are you 6 pregnant? Eating too much is not good for health. Emily blushed. And you, Veggie, your son is 6 months pregnant, take more photos of her. Bulma said to Vegeta. Cut. Vegeta snorted. By the way, what are you going to be called? Asked Bulma. Haven't thought about it yet. Emily smiled. Pill. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 267 Beerus. Roger, come out for me. I thought of one, you refer to the reference. Bulma smiled. Let's call it Hatranks for boys, and for girls, I think it's better to be called Bra. This is my child, I name it myself. Hello too much. Agree without saying a word. Bulma smiled and asked Vegeta again, Vegeta, what do you think? I don't mind, Vegeta wanted to retort, but he had already listened to Vegeta. Having said that, his child was indeed the name Bulma gave. Don't change this. If it's not the same name as the other planes, it's not enough trouble Emily. Vegeta, I'm your boss. Why don't you have an opinion on your child's name? Aunt Bulma, Aunt Emily, have you seen Uncle Piccolo? Son Gohan asked. Bulma gently shakes the 030 head, and Emily also shakes her head in confusion. Strange, where did Uncle Piccolo go? Sun Wufan looked dazed. How did Uncle Piccolo disappear from the world? Where will it go? In the distance, Beerus saw Whis and Vados eating pudding, and immediately became interested in Whis. Where did the pudding come from? Asked Beerus. There are many more on that pink fat man's table. Weiss pointed to Boo's table and Beerus walked over. Fat Boo was tasting the pudding, and when he saw Beerus coming over, he ate faster. Beerus, Fatty, I remember you. There was silence for a moment. Hey, give me 10. Beerus ordered. Boo glanced at Beerus and didn't bother to answer. Who are you? Do you want 10 per mouth? You are really a lion. Talking to you. Beerus' face instantly turned black. To my dignified god of destruction, but he was ignored by this fat man. Boo's answer is called a capable. Beerus' danger turned black again. You try again, Beerus said coldly. Don't paint, don't give, don't give, don't give. Boo repeated several choices in a row, and Boo licked all the puddings with his tongue. I am Beerus. Bize's sleeping hole shrank sharply, and his body trembled slightly. I am angry. Beerus was furious and hit Boo in the nose. Beerus still lives. Boo is just a fat beating. Beyonce kicked Boo and kicked Boo to the artificial lake in the distance. Finally, it attracted everyone's attention, and they all came to this side. Anyone dare to make trouble? What a guts. Bodok was furious. When the owner left, he had explained that he had to maintain the order of the scene by himself. Now, there is a cat who dares to make trouble here and beat Boo. Boo is Bulma's friend now. Just when Bardock was about to start, Boo flew out of the artificial lake, and there were hundreds of white gas coming out of the bag on his body. I am angry, Boo said angrily. Oh, you are pretty tough. Beerus snorted coldly. Not far away. Can this fight? Great, let's save us from interfering. Vados smiled. Yes, let's eat more. Weiss nodded. Vados. Just know to eat. Never seen the world. Weiss, you have lived thousands of years. However, as expected of the 9th class food, it is delicious. The two angels simply found a place to sit and watch the play. I just took this opportunity to see how much the strength of these humans is compared to Beerus, and it seems that Sun Wukong is not there. Vados looked around and didn't find that Mr. Sun Wukong was practicing with the king of the realm. Weiss smiled and asked how strong is he? Asked Vados. Mr. Sun Wukong had fought with Lord Beerus once on Kaiwang's planet before, and he was far from his opponent Ming. Weiss pondered. In this situation a few days ago, Sun Wukong's strength is far inferior to his. That's good. Vados let out a sigh of relief. Above the sky. Boo launches a fierce attack on Beerus. Beerus directly grabbed the tentacles on Boo's head, and threw Beerus at Boo again, and threw Boo into the artificial lake again. Bardock was furious. Wait a minute, Bardock, I'll teach him a lesson. Vegeta stopped Bardock with a smile on his face. Yep, Bardock thought about it, and had no objection. Vegeta can already transform into the 4th rank of Super Saiyan. It's just a cat. It should be easy for an opponent like Zero. It's not worth taking a shot. Bei Yanta's figure flickered and appeared directly opposite Beerus. Bei Gun Gun has just learned to transform into the 4th tier of Super Saiyan, and is scrambling around. Bei Gun Gun can't find a suitable opponent to fight. Look for Kakarot. Kakarot doesn't mean to fight with Bei Gun Gun because Sun Wukong is very clean, and he is not yet the opponent of Bei Gun Gun. Completely stable, there are signs of breaking through to Super Saiyan Blue, and it is most appropriate to go to abuse. Now that a troublesome cat has appeared, Vegeta is still very excited. Didn't Roger say, to maintain order at the scene? A wild cat suddenly appeared and beat up Boo from Bulma's house. This is a good opportunity for you to express yourself, right? Are you Bagaipe IV? Biz looked at Vegeta and said with a smile, you know me. Vegeta was stunned. You should have seen me. Beerus smiled slightly. I went to Planet Vegeta that year. What did you say? Vegeta frowned, having a bad feeling. What? You flew up, are you trying to challenge me? Beerus sneered, and a flash of light flashed in Vegeta's mind, and suddenly thought of you and you are the god of destruction. Vegeta's face changed color. I finally remembered it. Beerus smiled. What? Vegeta shuddered. This guy 2.6 is the god of destruction. Is this cat the god of destruction? Beerus, the bad god who went to Namek to collect Dragon Balls in order to awaken this guy. Can he beat Roger? Vegeta is a little suspicious. After these years of Vegeta's understanding of Roger, Vegeta also knows some things about the gods, such as the theogony that Roger took out last time, and Vegeta also heard about the gods of angels, then but above the god of destruction. Is that really true? If that's the case, why is that Whis saluting Beerus? Also, Whis calls Beerus, sir. That's weird. Could it be that Roger is making a fool of himself? Isn't his divine position as high as the god of destruction? Time. Vegeta's brain is a little messed up. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 268 Bardock. Lord Beerus, remember me. That's how Vegeta is with Papa. Vayanta clenched her fists. I'm not the same as before. I'm going to be the 4th tier Super Saiyan now. Isn't my ideal to hang Roger? I will try it first. What is the strength of this god of destruction? Beerus, right. You've come at the wrong time. Vegeta smiled softly. I'm not the same as before, but I'm very strong. Oh, is it? Whis smiled. I killed your little brother Frieza. Vegeta laughs. Did you kill Dolfreza? Interesting. Beerus smiled. Frieza's death was nothing to Beerus. It's just a pity that there are no people who help me work, and it's a bit troublesome to have to find it again. What are they talking about? Too far to hear. Bardock frowned and won't listen if he can't hear it. Sooner or later, the winner will be decided. Broly looked indifferent, but Bardock silently looked at Beerus in the sky. 30 minutes of silence. I always feel that this cat has been seen somewhere, and there is a familiar smell on it. Bardock mused before that Bardock and Beerus Clade fought. Beerus' differentiation is just a rough wish. Without an actual image, it's normal that Bardock doesn't know Beerus. However, Bardock could vaguely guess Beerus' identity now. Could it be that he's Bardock with surprises written all over his face? Is he really the god of destruction? Can my service with Roger end early? I can relate to Beerusra. By the way, I don't know if Roger is stronger, or is he stronger than Ruth? It seems that Roger's status is higher than that of the god of destruction. Also, Roger has saved his son many times. To betray Roger. Bardock thought a lot for a while. Bardock now feels that there is nothing wrong with being Roger's servant. Take a good look at Joe, Beerus. Vegeta sneered at Nilong. Vegican's energy burst out madly. The vast and endless breath rolled up layers of storms in this area. The 4th rank of Super Saiyans, transformed. Beerus was a little stunned to see that Vegeta turned into a 4th tier Super Saiyan. Not bad, Vegeta, I didn't expect you to be like this. Beerus also sensed Vegeta's strong loyalty. It's no wonder. Where is Flagras, your opponent? Come on, Beerus, I'll show you the power of the 4th tier of Super Saiyans today. Vegeta smiled softly. Daggers looked calm. Bang! Vegeta took the initiative to attack and bombarded Beerus with a school of endless energy. Beerus did not dare to be too careless, and immediately left school. The students of the two collided, and layers of energy storms erupted. The next moment, the two fought fiercely in the air. Vegeta is really not simple. The 4th rank of Super Saiyan is really strong. Bardock said solemnly that he has surpassed you. Broly asked with a smile. How is that possible? Bardock smiled. Don't tell me, that cat is not alone, it can be evenly matched with Vegeta. Broly looked at the two men fighting in the sky. Vados, who is that cat? Bulma walked to Vados's side and couldn't help asking that he was Beerus, the god of destruction. Vados didn't hide it and revealed Beerus' identity. Bulma doesn't speak anymore. Roger, where are you? If this goes on like this, my birthday party will be ruined. Everyone at the scene was stunned. A cat, is it so scary? Even Bei Gun Gun fought him. Comparable. What is the origin of this cat? Teacher Wu Tian, is he your friend? Tianjin Fan asked if it was not. Turtle Immortal glared at Tianjin Fan. Do I have such a strong friend? You are so good at joking. The fight went on for a minute or so, and Beerus got serious. Beast punched Vegeta in the nose. Immediately afterwards, Beerus grabbed Vegeta's tail and slammed it down, causing Vegeta to fall on the ground shaking slightly. Beerus stepped on Vegeta's chest. Blood spurted from Vegeta's mouth. Vegeta, your father didn't dare to be so arrogant with me back then. Who do you think you are? Beerus sneered and said abominable. Vegeta has returned to normal, and the blood in his mouth is gone, just because you want to challenge me, Beerus. Beerus is a good thing. Weiss looked at Beerus and Vegeta. Yes, but from the current situation, Vegeta's strength is similar to Hit, and this kid is progressing quickly enough. Vados said solemnly. So, what does my sister mean? Don't let Vegeta compete? Asked Weiss. No, Hit is a killer, how can he lose to Vegeta? Vados shook his head gently. Dang, Mr. Bardock couldn't bear it any longer, he was going to challenge Beerus-sama. Weiss ate a piece of cake and laughed at Lord Destroyer. Do you still know me? Bardock came up, looked at Beerus and asked who you are. Beerus looked at Bardock, indifferently asked, is it famous? I am Bardock. Bardock said his name. Oh, are you the father pump of that Monkey King? Beerus smiled. Listen to your son, you are very strong. What, you want to challenge me too? You really don't remember me? Bardock replied with a smile, we are old friends, has Lord Beerus forgotten? Boom. Dark red flames bloomed all over Bardock, turning into the ancient Super Saiyan God. After seeing this image of Bardock, Beerus' pupils shrank, and a flash of light flashed in his mind. I remembered. It's you. Beerus remembered Bardock's identity at that time. You are the Super Saiyan God I'm looking for. You are indeed on Earth. How are you looking for me? Only you are qualified to fight with me, with a smile on Bardock's face. Beerus said with a smile. Yeah, in fact, I also look forward to one day fighting with you. Well. Bardock smiled. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 269 Beerus sleeping silly. By the way, I forgot to tell you, I fought you in a dream before, my differentiation only has 30% of my strength. Beerus smiled. What did you say? Bardock's face changed color. Beerus rushed up, but it was not good to appear behind Bardock in an instant. Bardock was shocked, and in a hurry, he kicked Beerus backwards and raised his arm gently, easily resisting Bardock's attack. Then Beerus grabbed it, lifted Bardock's foot, stepped on Bizon's and threw Bardock hard. The earth shook violently, and the food on the spot was scattered everywhere. What a waste! Vados quickly created a barrier for this food area to prevent it from being affected. Although Bardock became the Super Saiyan God, it was useless, and he was still beaten by Beerus. Bardock blood spurting from mouth, pale eyelids. The real Super Saiyan God, but that's what disappointed me so much. Beerus' big foot stepped on Bardock's head, and a faint smile appeared on his face. Beerus is so powerful. Funny, I thought I could beat Beerus. I didn't expect the difference to be so big. Even the Super Saiyan God lost to me. What about Roger? Where is he? Shouted Beerus. Get me out. Stop hiding. Vados. Beerus. Sleeping stupidly. Vados's mouth twitched. Beerus, do you know who you are provoking? You're picking, but the Battle Angel. You can't even beat me, and you still provoke Battle Angel. Vados thinks that Bai's brain must be funny. Weiss was silent because Roger wasn't there. If he were, Whis can imagine what kind of treatment Beerus will receive. However, even if Roger is not there, when Roger returns, he will know the same. Beerus will be tragic. At this time, Leping was already dozing, who was so frightened that his legs could not stand, and his mind was immediately sober. Is this cat so powerful? I seem to have hit him before. You won't kill me for an excuse, will you? Cat, you're really a showman. Brawly snorted and appeared opposite Beerus. Are you Roger? Beerus' face turned black instantly. So brave. How dare you call me a wildcat? I am Brawly, Brawly replied. Did you just call me Wildcat? Beerus asked in a dark tone. Wildcat, Wildcat, Shadow Cat. Brawly barked 3 times in a row, and Beerus' color changed from black to purple, making you more and more ugly. Destroy. Beerus was angry, and the destructive energy in his hand also greeted something on Brawly's body. Brawly suddenly felt that this thing seemed very unusual. Turn on the 8th Super Saiyan transformation. Immediately after that, Brawly's right hand condensed the energy, and bombarded the energy released by Brawly towards the flying destructive energy. The moment it came into contact with the wrecking ball, it was instantly destroyed. Turned into scum. Brawly's eyes widened. The speed of the wrecking ball is not fast, and after penetrating Brawly's energy bomb, it quickly whistled towards Brawly's body. Brawly turned sideways in a hurry, struggling to avoid the attack of the wrecking ball. Miss Bulma is in danger. Weiss made a fuss about the color on her eyelids. She has clothes incarnated by my scepter. She wants to break through my scepter with such a small wrecking ball. Vados is very calm. Careful, Vegeta shouted loudly. Because, Emily and Bulma stand together. This thing is horrible, even Brawly's energy bullets are smashed to slag if it touches Emily. They yan to believe that Emily and her children would disappear immediately. Get out of the way. Vegeta instigated his teeth and wanted to rescue him, but he couldn't keep up. Miss Bulma. Bardock also changed his face. This is bad. If Miss Bulma had any troubles, Roger would be furious and Bardock dashed towards Bulma quickly. However, Bardock was a step too late. As for the others, they didn't respond at all. The next moment, the wrecking ball released by Beerus directly hit Bulma's body. Just as the wrecking ball approached Bulma's body, a human eyelid appeared on Bulma's body. Eat the wrecking ball. Then, the danger disappeared. Bardos. Beerus looked so clean, he couldn't help turning his head to look at Vados drinking milk tea, ignoring it. That's not you, it's your scepter. Beerus was a little surprised. Your power school has already given birth to intelligence, but what makes Beerus a little confused is that. How did Vados' scepter turn into clothes and run onto this human woman? This is not Vados' style. What is the relationship between Vados and this human woman? By the way, today is this woman's birthday, a birthday party, and there is a 9th class food. So, did Vados give her the scepter that nurtured wisdom because this woman had 9th class food? After thinking about it, Bizons thinks it makes sense. When Bardock saw that Bulma was all right, his dangling heart died. Brawly was also relieved. Vegican is gasping for breath. Cloth. The damned Brawly, who let you escape? Vegeta loud bad Brawly also broke out in a cold sweat. Not that I want to hide. I'm just evasive. If Roger and Nuo Zhao finds out about this, will I be beaten? Brawly hit a duo. Boy, the reaction speed is quite fast. Beerus smiled lightly. Brawly didn't say much nonsense. He came quickly towards Beerus. Brawly hit Beerus with a powerful punch. Look at Beerus, the speed is even faster. Quick. Beerus' student came first, and hit Brawly on the chest in one fell swoop. Then, Beerus flew and kicked Brawly in the forehead, but Brawly felt dizzy and felt dizzy. The whole person is not well. Beerus grabbed Brawly's head and slammed it heavily on the ground. With a muffled sound, Brawly's head came into intimate contact with the ground at that time. Brawly. This is my trick. You are shameless. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 270 Beerus hangs the audience. Bang bang. Brawly was beaten by Beerus. Brawly was beaten, green flames bloomed all over his body, and he became the legendary Super Saiyan, right? Energy increased again. Beerus silently looked at Brawly. What? Brawly, can he still transform? Bardock snorted in astonishment. Vegeta's body twitched violently. He looked at Brawly without blinking, and then snorted coldly. I honestly thought that I was almost as strong as him. I am so naive. This guy is indeed the legendary Super Saiyan. The potential is simply endless. After Brawly transformed into the legendary Super Saiyan, his hair even turned green. Vegeta is a little gloating. There is a large grassland on your head. They Gun suddenly felt much better. Brawly launches a savage attack on Beerus. Not bad, you are stronger than that super demihuman god. Beerus picked up Brawly and smiled 180 inches bang. Beerus stepped forward again and hit Brawly's chin, Brawly's pipea, and blood flowed from his mouth. Beerus flew up and beat Brawly violently. Minutes later, Brawly lay dying on the ground, and the green flames around him had long since disappeared. Who else? Beerus smiled, like a victorious general, hovering majestically in the air, looking down at everyone below. Bajizan Bodik. Everyone stopped talking. What about Roger? Still not out. Beerus said loudly, and then pointed his hand at the earth, and purple-red energy stacks appeared in his hand. If this is the case, then there is no Bixia on this planet. Vados. Are you really going to destroy the earth? There are 9th-class delicacies on this planet. Besides, if you destroy the earth, Roger will probably call you an idiot. Weiss and Vados have no intention of moving, and they are still enjoying the delicious food here. Beerus really slept stupidly, right? Vados sighed and said that it seems that I have been knocking on the head for a long time, and there is a problem with the head. Weiss lowered his voice. Yeah, I also often hit the elephant on the head with the scepter. No wonder I think the elephant is also a little silly. Vados' beautiful eyes froze for a moment. Looks like I'll have to beat my head less in the future. Weiss thought, but covering your head is the best way to pass out, isn't it? Vados nodded. The only pity is that the new scepter is not very easy to use, and the sour head is not knocked thoroughly enough, and sometimes it is not easy to be. The two looked at each other silently. It seems that the problem is with the new scepter. That's right, Xinhuan has not been cultivated for a long time, and the operation is not used to it, but it's just pity for the two gods of destruction. Beerus' hands can emerge fuchsia, and the earth will be destroyed. But Beerus is waiting for Weiss and Vados. You at least fly up. You guys are still eating and drinking there, how could I be so embarrassed to spoil it? Hey Weiss, Vados, come on you two, Beerus shouted loudly and Vados ignored it. You are enough. Are you really going to destroy the earth? Realm Star. Oops, Beerus-sama is really going to destroy the earth. I have to go back ASAP. Lord Realm. As Sun Wukong said, he will return to Earth immediately. Monkey King Anjuang Xing, through the Northern Realm King, already knew what happened on Earth. Sun Wukong, did not expect that Beerus would be so powerful. Wukong, wait a minute. The Realm King hurriedly held him back. Lord Realm, what's wrong? Sun Wukong asked. Wukongming, even if you go back, what can you do? Zhuang Yaoyao hurts his head. Even my father and Brawly are not his opponents. Sun Wukong scratched his head. Indeed, I'll go back. I'm afraid I won't be able to defeat Bai Si, but I can't stand by my side. With the disappearance of Goku from the earth, the only way now is to find Roger, and only Roger can stop bees. The king suggested, but where is Roger? Monkey King asked this and I suddenly found out that it seemed more difficult to find Roger than to beat bees. The Realm King sighs, then I'm leaving. Sun Wukong waved his hand. Got it. Wukong, you can go to Lord Kaiwangshan, maybe Lord Kaiwangshan can help you find Roger. The Realm King's spirit was shocked, and he said quickly. Lord Realm God. Sun Wukong scratched his head, and his eyes flashed brightly. Lord Zhuang, you said that I borrowed the fitting earrings from Lord Zhuang, maybe I can stop Lord Beerus. Good. Just do it. Thank you, Lord Zhuang, I'm leaving. Last time on Wampa, after the Boo incident, Sun Wukong returned the Patara earrings to Kaiwang. Sun Wukong disappears in a flash. Goku, the king stretched out his hand. However, Sun Wukong has already left. I asked you to find Lord Kaioshin to find Roger, but you went to borrow earrings. Kaio shook his head. You really can defeat Lord Beerus with the earrings. King God Realm. Lord Ancestor, is he the god of destruction? Beerus. Xian looked at Beerus, the god of destruction in Crystal U, and was extremely surprised. It's really too strong. Even that Brawly is not his opponent, you know too little. Let you usually read more books, but you just don't listen. Hey, Xian scratched his head. However, the situation seems to be not very good now. He is going to destroy the earth. Old God of the realm said solemnly, the old ancestor, do you think the god of destruction is stronger or Roger is stronger? Xian asked. It's hard to say. I've been sleeping for too long, and I don't understand the true strength of angels. The old king shook his head, and then shouted loudly, now is not the time to say such things. The earth is going to be destroyed. It's gone, think of a way. What can I do? Anyway, even if the earth is destroyed, isn't there still Roger? Roger has a way to make a sound. The old king of the gods thought about it. Apparently, what this kid said was fine. Fall down, isn't there Roger? Can Roger allow the earth to be destroyed? That is impossible. At this time, Sun Wukong appeared in the realm of the gods through teleportation. Jia Wangshen is slightly startled. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 271 Monkey King. Bei Gun Gun, let's reunite. The old king god also silently looked at Sun Wukong. The two kings of God, I have come to borrow the fitting earrings. Sun Wukong said his own earrings that fit his purpose. Are you talking about Potala earrings? The old world king asked. No matter what the name is, hurry up and give it to me, I want to return to earth. Sun Wukong said anxiously to him. Lao Ji, Wangshen ordered. Yes, the king of God nodded. Earth. Hey, hurry up, you two. Beerus yelled at Whis and Vados, this guy is really going to destroy the earth. Tianjin Rice said in a deep voice. Bardock gritted his teeth. Boom 1 Bardock once again transformed into the ancient Super Saiyan god. Vegeta also did not idle, transformed into a Super Saiyan 4th order. Broly gritted his teeth, increased his energy, and became a legend. The Super Saiyan Son Gohan in 2019 has turned on the God fan mode. Raditz's long hair was fluttering, and after transforming, he felt like a third-tier Super Saiyan, and white flames emanated from Krillin's body. White gas rises from Boo's head. The energy of Tianjin Rice is raised to the extreme. 8 is also ready to attack. Turtle Immortal took off his shirt, revealing his bone-like upper body, and waving a cane in his hand. Teacher Wu Tian, I think you should forget it. What are you going to do? Leping glanced at the Turtle Immortal. And you shut up. Turtle Immortal shouted. Raditz angrily, are you the first-tier Super Saiyan, or the third-tier? Klein asked Raditz. Bald, you grown up? Dare to make fun of me? Raditz stepped forward and grabbed Krillin's collar. Just kidding. Krillin hit a ha-ha comment. Bang bang. The warriors present joined forces and launched an attack on Beerus. However, how could these warriors be Beerus' opponents? Minutes later, many warriors were beaten down by Beerus again. Enough. At this moment, Bulma let out a coquettish drink, and Linglong fluttered a pile of white feathers on her body, and flew up to the opposite side of Beerus, who was suspended in the sky room. Bodok was startled, and hurriedly flew to Bulma's side. After doing the protection work, Broly didn't dare to stay together and protected Vegeta on the other side of Bulma. I'm behind. Roger won't hit me when he comes back, will he? Vegeta flew up and stood in front of Bulma. Little girl, your clothes are good. Beerus smiled, it seems that you have a good relationship with Vados. For the sake of you giving me delicious food, I can consider to spare you the scepter that gave birth to the intellect. Beerus really didn't take it seriously. Although the scepter has been nurtured by the angels for thousands of years and opened up the wisdom, after all, its strength is limited. To make the scepter a simple defense, the scepter can still be used as a simple defense. However, it's a little hard to get the scepter to deal with bees. Today is this girl's birthday, and I hope you don't get into trouble. Bulma said with a dark face. Little girl, your tone of voice is really big. Beerus sneered, you know you're talking to Lien, the god of destruction. Beerus. Bulma told the other party's origins. Oh, you know that's a lot. Beerus smiled. What, are you going to challenge me? I am just a weak woman. Bulma sighed, but I advise you to stop in moderation, you will be very tragic when you come back. Roger. Where did it go? Beerus was stunned for a moment, and asked where exactly. I don't know, but it should have gone to the new universe. Bulma replied, okay, new universe. Beerus is a little confused. When will a new universe emerge? Beerus looked in the direction of Whis. Weiss eats ice cream with a spoon and pretends not to see. Taking advantage of this time, let Bizons crippled Brawly and Bardock, so that they could be taken away to practice Weiss and Ponder to Bardos. That's a good idea. Vados nodded. It's still almost the fire. But depending on the situation, if Bulma reveals Roger's true identity, there is no way to continue the war. Don't worry, if Miss Bulma intends to reveal Roger's identity, I will immediately seal her mouth with the realm of the true god. Weiss smiled. You are bad enough. Vados smiled. At this moment, the figure of Sun Wukong flashed and appeared on the scene. Right. It's you. This gave Sun Wukong a right look. Beerus-sama, I'm here to challenge you. Sun Wukong smiled slightly. 0 flowers. You are not my opponent, and I advise you not to trouble yourself. Beerus' disdain for a risk is inevitable. Sun Wukong smiled. Please wait a moment. Monkey King quickly appeared beside Bulma, Vegeta, Bardock, and Brawly, and I leave it here. Sun Wukong was full of confidence and Bulma glanced at Sun Wukong, stopped talking, flew down and gave Bulma a silent glance. What is the relationship between this little girl and Vados? Forget it, talk about it later. This Sun Wukong is a bit interesting, and he also said that he can beat himself. I want to see Beerus, who can defeat my strongest god of destruction. Sun Wukong focused his attention on Vegeta. Vegeta, let's unite, Sun Wukong said, and handed the Potala earring to Vegeta. What are you talking about? You want to fit me? Yes, last time we were on Wampa, the two of us merged, and that was very powerful. Sun Wukong looked expectant. I think, if the two of us fit together, we will definitely be able to defeat Lord Beerus. Stop dreaming, Kakarot, I won't merge with you. If you want to merge, go to Base C. Vegeta snorted coldly. As a noble Saiyan prince, you let me and your inferior warrior fit together. How dare you? Only Base C is the one who is willing to fit in with you. I'm Vegeta, but the extremely noble warrior Base C. Didn't he return to his time and space? My head hurts, where can I find him? Sun Wukong scratched his head and his face was speechless, then his eyes lit up again and looked at Bardock. Don't look at me. Bardock glared at Sun Wukong. You let Lao Su fit in with you. You and Lao Su are reunited, what do you call your mother? Relationship is messed up. I am united with you. But Brawly said the truth to Sun Wukong in Yifeng. Sun Wukong was surprised and happy, and of course he handed over the earrings. Brawly nodded and took the earrings. Foot Terra earrings. Beerus, I recognized it at a glance, but I didn't care that it was the earrings that fit together. My dignified god of destruction, can I still be afraid of you? You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 272. The combination of Monkey King and Brawly is called Brought. Great, Brawly, thank you. Sun Wukong was very excited. On the left ear, Brawly asked. Yes. Sun Wukong nodded and put the earring on his right ear at the moment when the two put on the earring. The bodies of the two quickly moved closer together. The two bodies merged into one. Suddenly, with the two at the center, a dazzling light radiated outward, and endless energy emerged crazily. A new human warrior is born. This person has the public appearance of Monkey King and Brawly, but the clothes are somewhat similar to Vegeta. Beerus smiled. The combination of Kakarot and Brawly is called Brought. The combination of Sun Wukong and Brawly spoke with a confident joker. Boom. 363 inches immediately afterwards, an endless energy void appeared in Brought's body. Brought's whole body flashed red flames, and outside this layer of red flames, green flames adhered to it. At the same time, Brought's hair is standing tall, and the red and green are so ugly. Can they be separated? Kiki smiled bitterly. This image really doesn't exist anymore. Weiss was also without a moment. Red and green, dogs are tired. Their two bodies are strong, but compared to Beerus, it's still a little bit worse. Vados smiled. Well, the current transformations are a bit mutually exclusive. Weiss nodded and commented that Brot didn't say much nonsense. He flew in the direction of Beerus, and Brot launched a violent attack on Beerus. Beerus was also in high spirits. Take it easy after 5 minutes. Brot threw out an earth-shattering punch, shocking Beerus back quickly, slightly discolored Bis, and attacked me again. Brotter's body is mixed with divine power. At this moment, I saw Brot flicker and divided into two people, Brawly and Sun Wukong. Look at me, I look at you. This shit is over. Unfortunately, it's time to reunite. Beerus smiled lightly. I'm so disappointed, I thought I could play with you guys. Sun Wukong. Brawly, Bodic Vegeta is a tragedy. This combination is very powerful, but it is too short in time. It seems that the last time the combination of Sun Wukong and Baisi did not last long. That's the case. Beerus snorted coldly, and appeared behind Brawly in a flash. Beerus slapped Brawly in the back. Brawly spit out a mouthful of blood and fell from the sky, returning to normal, and the whole person almost lost consciousness. Next, it's you, Beerus said. Another room appeared in front of Sun Wukong and Beerus slapped Sun Wukong on the body. Immediately, Sun Wukong quickly fell. His body smashed on the ground, leaving a big hole on the ground in the yard of Bulma's house. There was also a large degree of damage. Even the reclining chair that Roger usually sat on was also directly crushed by Sun Wukong. Bulma, my birthday party. Roger's favorite recliner. Was it just destroyed? Come back quickly. Bulma waved his wings again and appeared opposite Beerus, his face extremely ugly. Is it easy for me to celebrate my birthday? You made a big noise at my birthday party. Also, it ruined my lawn. And ruined Roger's favorite recliner. You are done. Little girl, do you still dare to come? What, don't you really want to challenge me? Do you think you can fight me if you have an angel's scepter 7 inches? Beerus snorted coldly, and then shouted to Vados, hey, what does this little girl Vados have to do with you? If it doesn't matter, I bet you're welcome. It has nothing to do with me, but it has a lot to do with another person, so be careful. Vados heard a long sentence from below. Who is the other person you're talking about? Beerus asked curiously. What you know? Vados smiled. Roger. Beerus guesses. You guessed it right. Vados point. What about others? Asked Beps again. Vados smiled mysteriously. What did he mean without speaking? Mysterious. Beeves frowned. Forget it, it doesn't matter, since that what Luo refuses to come out, I will destroy this planet. Go Belly, Bulma said to Vegeta. Vegeta's danger is blacked out in an instant. You dare to call me Bagun? Hit him hard for me. Bulma greeted Vegeta, and Bulma took out an almighty weight. Bulma threw the universal capsule into the air. The capsule made a crisp sound in the air. Immediately afterwards, 2 fists were born out of thin air in the capsule. Weiss' eyes widened, and he almost choked on what he ate. That's my power school. So poor. It's all turned into sets. Yes, it's a glove. Vegeta doesn't need to mention how excited she is. Her expression becomes unusually wonderful. After she appeared, she automatically flew towards Vegeta's body and put it directly in Vegeta's hands. Vegeta was crying. Eyebrows. Back in the day, after Vegeta used the glove once, the evil feeling was really cool, and her strength increased by 10 times. It is a pity that since the Battle of Sharu, the gloves were taken back by Roger. Vegeta had to find another way and chose to transform into a gorilla, and now the 4th rank of Super Saiyan. Now, Raise the Glove Re 3.1 was sprinkled. What's the situation? Beerus found that the glove looked a bit mysterious. Beerus was sure that this thing was definitely not ordinary. Boom. Vegeta directly turned into Super Saiyan Tier 4. At the same time, Vegeta clearly felt that the glove was making up for the lost energy on his body. It was just a blink of an eye. The Gip looked at Robbies with a smile. Why does that thing look familiar? Beerus silently looked at the school set in Vegeta's hands and felt as if he had seen it somewhere. Weiss. Can you not look familiar? It was made by my scepter. Weiss let out a long sigh, and eating the 9th-class delicacies in his mouth is not the taste. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 273 Boxing Glove Blessing, Super 4 and 10 times. Ridiculous, Vegeta, do you really think that you can beat me by increasing your strength by 10 times? This light then let's try. Vegeta clenched her head and stepped forward. Vegeta wears a school suit and starts a battle with Beerus. Vegeta with boxing gloves can be said to be more and more brave. However, Beerus is not a vegetarian either. See how has no sign of defeat. Beerus is the strongest god of destruction in the 12 universe after all. Vegeta wants to defeat him, but it is not something that can be done with a set of skills. The fight lasted about 10 minutes. Vegeta's energy has been exhausted. Looking at Beerus, it seems that there is still a lot of room for it. However, Beerus is more frightened by the Vietnam War. What is this Vegeta wearing? Absolutely not. Where did this thing come from? After taking a nap for Mao himself, so many weird things happened after waking up. 30 questions. There must be a problem. Who is that Roger? Beerus seemed to realize that something was wrong, so he didn't gasp for breath at Vegeta's killer Vegeta. His eyes were ugly or he couldn't beat Beerus with his fists. The guy is too strong to learn the set, but he has increased his 4th rank of Super Saiyan by 10 times. That glove is so strong. Sun Wukong looked at the glove in Vegeta's hand with envy, and wished he could go forward and get the glove off and keep it for himself. It's a pity that Vegeta will be able to defeat Beerus just a little bit. Vados whispered. Sister, Beerus is my god of destruction, why are you speaking to Vegeta? Weiss stared. I'm just telling the truth, if Vegeta's strength is further improved and she wears a school suit, it won't be a big problem to defeat Beerus. Vados said, the myth of the strongest god of destruction is about to be shattered. Weiss, isn't it good? That is borrowed equipment from a third party. If I get a set of equipment for Beerus, Beerus can smash the Vegeta new universe as well. You said that you were sincere against me, didn't you? Roger reprimanded at the core of the universe, you can't even control your own speed. Are you still using me to teach you? The core of the universe shuddered. Very scary. This angel won't hit me, will he? Perhaps because of fear, the core of the universe suddenly accelerated its rotation. Roger. I see you're just being beaten. Roger said, the power of the angel in his hand condensed the core of the universe and seemed to know that this thing was terrible, so frightened that the whole body gave out a burst of shocks. Where are you? Come in quickly. This angel is going to be nukes. Now give you 2 options, you listen to me. Roger scolded the core of the universe, one is to give me an honest rotation. You see, my planet has learned how to rotate, and the speed is normal. As the core of the universe, you can't do it, is it embarrassing? I'm not human, I'm the core. With a wave of Roger's hand, an angelic force hit the core. A heart-wrenching wish, frightened to the core. If you dare, I will kill you, said Roger coldly. The core of the core tries to make himself imagine that this is a lovely angel with a good heart. You just need to rotate at the speed of my planet, you are as simple as that, Roger said. Of course, you can also rotate at your own will. But I only give you 1 month, 1 month on Earth. After a month, if you still can't synchronize time with other universes, I will let my planet take its place. After Roger said this, he came straight out of the new universe. Who wants to watch you go around in circles? I'm not so free. Is it delicious to eat and drink at Bulma's house? In fact, Roger only stayed in the new universe for 5 minutes after the great priest came out of the new universe. Although Roger only stayed in the new universe for 5 minutes, it was already 2.5 hours outside. Long time. The 7th universe, Earth. Bulma's home. Roger is here. Weiss shuddered and stood up immediately. How so fast? Vados also widened her beautiful eyes. Shouldn't Didn't Father let Roger stabilize the core of the universe inside? Ordinarily, Roger had to stay inside for a while. If nothing else, there should be a day or two in Earth time, right? How long has it been? It has only been a few minutes inside. Why did Roger come out? It seems inappropriate for us to stay and just watch the fun, right? Weiss pondered and said, you're right, I'd better hurry back to Universe 6. As for Shampa's game, it seems to have to be postponed. Vados got up and said, okay, let's wait until Father finds a way to fool Roger into the realm of the gods. Weiss nodded solemnly. At least Roger still wants the award from Lord Quanwong. That is also an opportunity. Clear. Vados replied, go away. No, you can't just leave. Vados turned in a circle, and in a flash, Beerus-sama appeared beside Beerus. Had enough trouble. What does Vados mean with a black face? 703 Beerus was a little confused. What are you doing, Bardos? What do you mean I've had enough trouble? What's wrong with me? Wasn't that fat guy eating my pudding from start to finish? Also, haven't you been watching a play just now? Why are you so busy now? How dare you stare at me? Vados is angry. Beerus. When did I stare at you? I do not have it. Vados waved his scepter, and a scepter hit Beerus on the head. Biston felt his head dizzy, and there were many little stars Vados in front of him. Then Cat fought with you. You, an angel of the 6th universe, came to take care of me. Beerus, I advise you to be kind. Vados shouted. Vados turned into a bright colorful flame, broke through the void, and disappeared in a flash. Isn't it okay? Don't knock your head. You're stupid with beating Beerus. What is the situation? What's the situation? The question mark on Vegeta's face. Here are a few meanings. That female angel Vados is gone. Bardock pondered. Then, there is only one truth that everyone pays attention to and looks at Bardock. She went to the toilet. Sun Wukong answered. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 274 Roger returns. Many of the people present were all swayed, and fell to the ground one by one. The immortal turtle got up, and punched Sun Wukong hard on the head. Why did you hit me? Grandpa Turtle Immortal. Sun Wukong covered his head and stared at him and asked if he didn't need to go to the toilet. The Turtle Immortal shouted. Boddick grabbed the tortoise shell of the tortoise fairy and threw the old thing directly out of Judeonian. You dare to hit my son? I can't kill you. The truth is, the master is coming back, said Bardock. Roger is coming back. Sun Wukong wiped his sweat and thought that his father was cruel enough. Why did you throw away the grandfather of the immortal turtle? Fortunately, Kaylin flew out and caught the grandfather of the immortal turtle. Roger is coming back. Too okay. That cat is about to fall. Brawley was also excited and Bulma was slightly relieved. Suji, are you finally back? All right. Hurry up and fix this cat. He broke your favorite recliner. Looking at the direction where Vados disappeared, Whis also appeared beside Beerus in an instant. Are you all right, Lord Bees? Weiss politely asked why she hit me. Beerus also woke up at this time, and asked with a scepter that Weiss also tapped Beerus on the head with a scepter. Beerus finally came to his senses, and at this time, he was a little dizzy again. Sister is right, and I also advise you to be kind. After Weiss said these words, he immediately turned into a bright colorful flame and quickly slipped away. This kind of thing, it's better to leave early. If Roger comes back and sees himself and his sister making soy sauce, Roger might think of some way to get back. As for whether Roger knew that they were making soy sauce here, that doesn't matter. Just now, we taught Beerus a lesson. Next, it's up to you. Hateful. Weiss, what are you doing? Beerus shouted loudly, furious. However, Weiss has run away. What the hell is he doing? Beerus looked confused. What did you and Vados beat me for? You are too much. Do you really think I'm so easy to bully Beerus? Beerus' eyelids were livid as he looked down at the human warriors present. I vaguely heard just now, Roger is coming back. Beerus' ears are still very good, and he looked at Bardock with a smile. Yes, the master is coming back. Bardock nodded. Humph, Beerus, you'll cry later. Vegeta snorted. Do you know who you're talking to? That flashed sharply in his eyes. Even a small human dares to destroy in front of him. Beerus said, with a wrecking ball in his hand, whizzing away in the direction of Vegeta. Vegeta gritted her teeth, energy surged all over her body, and slapped the wrecking ball with a muffled sound. The wrecking ball changed direction in midair and flew into the sky, right? You can actually beat the destructive energy away. I have to say, Vegeta, you have initially qualified to become the god of destruction. Beijing chuckled and said Vegeta was gasping for breath. Although it just slapped the wrecking ball into the air, it also consumed a lot of Vegeta's energy. In addition, the glove does not endlessly restore Vegeta's energy. After providing energy once, the subsequent energy the recovery became more sullen. Beerus snorted coldly, his figure swayed in place, and quickly appeared behind Vegeta. Seven Ruth's heavy palm slapped directly on the back of Vegeta's heart. Vegeta's mouth was full of blood. At this stage of the battle, Vegeta is already at the end of the battle. Although Vegeta can barely maintain the fourth-order transformation of Super Yuia, it is impossible for Vegeta to win. Biz pressed Vegeta's head and hit the ground heavily. The next moment, Beerus put his big foot on Vegeta and rolled Vegeta back and forth. What the heck, I got kicked out again. How? You said just now that Roger is coming back. Does that coward dare to come back? Beerus sneered and continued to roll Vegeta with his feet. Just as he was talking, a dazzling colorful flame descended from the sky and landed on the opposite side of Beerus. Roger is back. Bees was stunned for a while, staring at Bees without turning his eyes. This guy's way of flying seems very special. Isn't this Beerus? Are you awake? Roger smirked and saved Bees. Who are you? Asked Beerus. I'm the coward Roger you call me. Roger smiled. When you were Roger. Judging from the fluctuations in your divine power, you are the new god of destruction, right? Beerus looked at Roger and asked. Wrong, I'm just a little angel during the internship. Roger smiled and said. Roger said, the angel costume appeared, a blue light circle appeared in Zhou Guo's head, and there was an extra scepter in his hand. Bees was dumbfounded. Apprentice angel. Roger is a trainee angel. Why don't I remember an angel was born recently? When I think about it, it seems that before I fell asleep, an angel card was born. Is it this kid? At the same time, Beerus is also thinking quickly, between himself and the apprentice angel, who is more powerful? Beerus still remembered that Whis was not as strong as his father when he was an intern. So, this little angel. An angel. Interesting. Sure enough, there is capital in my bidder. Beerus said with a smile. Nose. What about Weiss and Vados? Roger ignored Beerus and turned to ask Bardock Vegeta. Roger, I'm still being tumbled over here by Beth. Don't ignore me. Perhaps they knew that the master was coming back and ran away ahead of time. Bardock replied, but when they were about to leave, one of them knocked on Bees and persuaded Beerus to be kind. I understand. What they both meant was, let me save his life. Gia knows everything. In fact, Roger didn't mean to destroy the Angel of Beeges, and it should not be the killing god who can't kill. Of course, if you have to believe it, Roger can't help it either. Beerus, have you heard of the Archangel? Asked Roger, looking at Pa Beerus. What? Beerus was stunned. Archangel? Hundreds of millions of years have passed since the last Archangel. Do you think I've heard of Archangel? You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 275. Kneeling in one sentence. Since you have heard of the Archangel, do you know that I am the next Archangel? Roger Dobierus's expression froze, and he was sluggish at the time, and the minister watched Roger's brief sigh without blinking. Ha 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 ha, Beerus laughed so hard that his stomach hurt and tears came out. Even Beerus pointed at Roger. But then, Bias seemed to realize something, and his pupils shrank sharply. The next moment, Beerus knelt down directly. Lord Archangel, spare your life. Beerus kowtowed. Bardock was stunned. Are you too unpromising? God of destruction. You are the god of destruction. You should at least fight with Roger, and then you will decide whether to win or lose. Roger just said that he is the archangel of the end, and then you kneel. Vegeta was also stunned. I put on the god of destruction who couldn't beat the school set, just because Roger gave me a sentence. So, what Roger said before is not a lie, is it true? I am so naive. I still fantasize about being able to hang Roger one day. Will this day really happen? Vegeta's mentality is a little shaken at this moment. 123. God of destruction is so powerful. So, how terrifying is Roger, who made the god of destruction kneel just by saying a word? Brawly didn't think so much. Brawly had already vaguely guessed that Roger was very powerful. Monkey King silently looked at Roger. Come, to challenge Roger, you have to defeat Beerus first. Sun Wukong pondered. Of course, the most astonished here is Leping. What are you kidding? Roger just said a word and the cat knelt down. Don't mention how shocked an idiot Leping is, you know how terrible Roger's identity is. The turtle fairy stared at Leping, and cold sweat broke out on his face. I must be dreaming. Roger, is it really God? Beerus knelt on the ground, sweating profusely. Beerus smiled just now, and suddenly sensed the terrifying angelic power on Roger. This kid's angelic power is probably at 10,000 points, right? Also a battle angel. When Beerus thought of this, how dare he stand? What if you don't admit it? Maybe he's really the next archangel. Dabdo. You're quite funny. It's so easy to admit it. Don't you challenge me. Roger felt a little boring. Beerus didn't dare to shake his head vigorously. This kid is a battle angel. I challenge a yarn. Well, I'll give you a chance. I'll stand here, you hit me with a full blow. If I make a move, I'll lose, and that's what happened today. Roger said lightly, and then his expression became very serious. However, if I don't move a little bit, and you ruin Bulma's birthday party, I will settle it with you. Bees was shivering all over with fright. This time Wu Cake's that woman. Right. That woman has nothing to do with Vados. The one who really has something to do with that woman is this battle angel. Damn Wes and Vados. Why didn't you tell me sooner? You two fill up. Alright, let's get started. Roger just stood there so calmly, beckoning to Beerus, indicating that he could attack. Everyone was staring at Roger and Beerus. This cat is going to hit Roger with all his strength, will it be okay? Beerus gritted his teeth. Way up to now, BEC has no choice but to lie, remembering. Didn't the differentiation see him when I was sleeping? What a stupid sleep. Beerus' divine power burst out in a frenzy, and a fuchsia flame appeared all over his body. Seeing the divine power released by Beerus, many of the people present felt that the color change on their faces was the full strength of the god of destruction. It's so funny, he hadn't really moved at all before. Bardock was so frightened that his whole body twitched, and he became an increasingly ugly and terrifying guy. Brawly was also sweating on his face. Chew. Vegeta's lips trembled, and her expression was extremely complicated. I am so naive, I thought I could beat this guy by raising the 4th tier of Super Demihuman by 10 times. Vegeta can't become a Super Saiyan though. The god of people, but he fought Beerus after all. At this time, Vegeta was already vaguely able to confuse the existence of divine power. So strong. Sun Wukong is a little excited to the right of Beerus. It turns out that Beerus-sama didn't use all his strength before, so I have to practice hard. This cat is so powerful. A mortal turtle sighed. He has become a lot stronger than before. Teacher Wu Tian, how do you know that he has become stronger again? Krillin asked curiously, can you sense the existence of divine power? Stupid, although I can't sense the existence of divine power, there is already divine power emerging from his body, and his strength must be greatly improved. The turtle immortal shouted angrily. So, I thought, Mr. Wu Tian, you could sense divine power. Kling scratched his head and eyes. What a joke. Is Roger really stronger than that cat? Leping feels like he is still dreaming. Scary. Why hasn't it been for a while? Roger has become so powerful. Isn't he Bulma's little white face? Once, Leping despised Roger, the little white face. Don't you just look handsome? Are you embarrassed that you are eating and drinking at Bulma's house? Unexpectedly, Roger has transformed into a godlike existence. No, he has become a real god. For Leping, the gap is too big. Moreover, this real god just said a word. This mighty cat actually knelt down on this cat, but even Bardock and Brawly are not opponents. I know that Roger's identity is not simple, but I didn't expect that his identity is so terrible. Cold sweat fell on Tianjin Fan's face. What do you know? Oolong is a little proud. The pig already knew. But you do not know. Are you embarrassed? It turns out that he is so strong. Number 18 thinks that he should get to know Roger again. Then, I'm welcome. Beerus gritted his teeth, clenched his head, and Roger smiled slightly, and waved at Beerus calmly. Beerus stopped talking nonsense, and condensed almost all his divine power, and concentrated it on the student. Beerus waved a powerful lesson at Roger. This punch looks flat, but it has endless energy and divine power, as well as powerful destructive power. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 276 Beerus, pay for your mistakes. Palm of Destruction. God of Destruction. This is a simpler and more direct attack than Wrecking Ball. Roger stretched out his index finger and lightly blocked Beerus' student. Just a finger. Bruce's eyes widened. The minister looked at Roger without blinking, seeing how weak this terrifying angel was. Sui Jia sighed slightly. Roger has to say more. The food donation is slightly curved. The next moment, Roger popped out his index finger and hit Beerus on the forehead with a one-bit bang. He flew upside down at the time, and his body ran on the ground, leaving a long scene on the ground. Deadly quiet. No one speaks. With a single finger, it resisted Beerus' strongest blow. And then, using a donated head to knock Beerus away. The gap between Beerus and Roger is not even a little bit. It's too powerful. How could Roger be so powerful? It turns out that there are such powerful gods around us. We don't even know that. In time, the soldiers present were filled with emotion. Can I surpass Roger? For now, it seems unlikely. Bardock's face is extremely complicated. Bardock, I said I want you to put down the idea of hanging and beating Roger, you know now. Jian lowered his voice, and Bardock's whole body trembled violently. Jian is right. At this moment, the idea of hanging Roger, in Bardock's opinion, is pure nonsense. Stop dreaming. Roger is a monster. It is an invincible myth. Ridiculous. I'm still fantasizing about the day when Faye defeats the old Jagetta, and even muttering to himself, I feel myself. Got 10,000 hits. Vegeta's panting lips tremble. The dignified god of destruction was defeated by Roger with just one finger. Simply unimaginable. Vegeta finally knew why Whis and Vados had to get away quickly. Are they afraid of harming the pond fish? Brawly looked at Bardock and then at Vegeta, and seemed to realize what you were looking at. Wouldn't it be a fantasy to challenge Roger one day? Brawly asked Bardock, startled, and quickly looked up at the sky, pretending not to hear Vegeta, but giving Brawly a stern look. As much as you talk. If you don't speak, no one will treat you as dumb. Sun Wukong was thoughtful at this time, and his face couldn't stop changing. The most powerful person is by my side, why don't I let him teach me cultivation? Sun Wukong's eyes flashed with surprise, and he patted his forehead lightly. I was really negligent. I should have let Roger take me to practice Sun Wukong after defeating Boo. Such a simple truth, why did I only discover it now? Sun Wukong is still very excited. I finally found a good teacher. Roger stepped on Beerus' face. You said you lost. Daggers. Step on my face. I am the god of destruction. You step on me like this, what face do you have for my dignified god of destruction to come back to earth? If you lose, you will be punished for the absurd things you do. Roger smiled lightly. The scepter in Roger's hand flashed and appeared in his hand. At that time, a projected image emerged from the scepter. In the video, you say to yourself about everything Beerus did at Bulma's house. What did you do wrong? Roger asked with an ankle on Beerus's face. Beerus, you put my eyelids deep. What do you want me to say? Don't want to say yes. It's okay not to say it. I'll list the mistakes you made, but the punishment is not that simple. Roger smiled. I say. Beerus hit a duo and said quickly. In the next 10 minutes, Beerus personally listed 100 mistakes he made, including not washing his hands before eating, smacking his mouth and holding chopsticks while enjoying the food. The posture is not standard, etc., it is also counted in it. Of course, the unreasonable destruction of Bulma's birthday party is the most serious mistake. Even Beerus also broke Roger's favorite reclining chair because he knocked the Monkey King down from the sky. Lord Archangel, Beerus said on his knees, I will build the best recliner for you, and I will personally go to the Dragon Valley and make the recliner from dragon bones, which is absolutely comfortable. Killing is bad. Roger shook his head slightly. Zero fresh flour. Beerus laughed dryly, speechless. Really comfortable. Roger was silent for a moment, then asked again. Yes. Beerus nodded. The bed in my palace is made of keel, how about it? I'll bring it for you to try now. Go for it. Roger nods. I'll be back soon. If Beerus was granted amnesty, he couldn't help but kowtow in gratitude. Beerus turned into a bright colorful flame, and quickly left Beerus, feeling that he was really lucky. I am so alive. Beerus was just flicked by Roger's finger, and Roger stepped on his eyelid a few times. Then, Roger let him go back. I am not dead. Beerus pondered that as long as he showed Roger the keel bed, Roger would surely forgive himself for destroying his reclining chair when he felt the comfort of the keel bed. 10 minutes later. Bees returned to his own planet. Weiss, come out quickly, Beerus yelled. However, Weiss is not on the planet Beerus. Damn Weiss, even you are afraid of Roger. Beasts really don't know what to say. Wes, your father is a great priest. You are afraid of wool. Beerus shook his head helplessly. After Beerus left, Bulma reopened the birthday party because of Beerus' interruption and Roger's absence, so an important part had not yet been opened, that is, the super lottery. Under Roger's greeting, this important link was reopened. However, with the shocking event of Beerus, everyone present had no intention to play any important link for a long time. But since it was Roger who greeted them, they couldn't refuse. Therefore, everyone present had to bite the bullet and sit down, as it was to celebrate Bulma's birthday. Super big draw. Many people are also a little heartbroken. What gift did Bulma have for us? Okay, now we get to the most important part. Elimi was holding the microphone on the stage with a big belly and shouted loudly, first of all the friends present came to the stage and turned to draw their number cards, and we will conduct a lottery based on the number cards in a while. In this event, as long as you participate, there will be rewards, and there is also an important prize. Long time. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 277. Everyone has their own wishes. Someone asked, what is the important award? The third prize, a bonus of 100 million. A set of Wa villas. Emily exclaimed the surprise. The soldiers present all widened their eyes one by one. 100 million bonus. Is this reward too generous? You know, although everyone present is one of the best warriors in the universe, there is nothing at home and no one robs banks for money or anything. Now that Bulma is celebrating a birthday, the third prize of this event is actually going to be awarded 100 million. Great, we must draw the third prize. Chi-Chi started to pray, God, bless me, our family is already poor. Isn't Roger the real God? Leping whispered. Kiki gave Leping a roll of eyes. Want you to mind your own business. Even number 18 is shining brightly in his eyes. 217 asterisk. To tell the truth, the 18th is not short of anything else, just short of money. If you can really get a bonus of 100 million. I can go crazy shopping again. The 18th, not to mention how much I look forward to it. The second prize, 7 Dragon Balls, can grant any wish. Emily announced the reward for the second prize, and many people's faces were moved again. Dragon Ball. Any wish can come true. If you use Dragon Ball to realize your wish, make yourself a rich flag. 1 billion for what? What a luxury villa. It seems that there is nothing Shenlong wishing to come quickly. Second prize is Dragon Ball. So, what is the first prize? Everyone suddenly came to the spirit, and everyone mentioned how much they were looking forward to the prize, and they could make a wish to Roger, and Roger could satisfy your wish that the dragon could not achieve. Emily smiled and said to the scene, it was quiet for a while. Roger, it's incredible that you can actually achieve a wish that even a dragon can't. Most people were stunned. Vegeta shivered a bit, and the corners of her mouth twitched into an arc. My wish is for Roger to stop rolling me. Roger glanced at Vegeta. Roger. Your requirements are too low. Did I get Bei Gungan out of my psychological shadow? Bardock was also surprised. Great, I can finally stop being Roger's servant. I want freedom. I'm going back to the original planet with Jine. Kakarot and Raditz are grown up and they're all very well. Will Jine and I have 2 more children? Bardock was thoughtful, and a deep thought appeared in his heart. Bardock, you are enough, you still want to have a child with Jine. It's not enough that you have Sun Wukong and Raditz. However, Roger felt that Bardock had this idea and it was normal for him to be old, and the couple also felt a little bored. Brawly was a little confused at this time. If I win the first prize, what can I wish to Roger? Or, ask Roger to take my father over. No, he's always in charge of me, let him stay on Wampa, right? Or, ask Roger to send me the 9th class food that I can never finish. Too superficial. I won't be beaten by Roger, will I? Brawly thought a lot and didn't know what to wish for. Turtle Immortal's face was also a little red, and her expression became obscene. Haha, I want to ask Roger for a few beauties. No, this kind of wish seems to be fulfilled even by Shenlong. How many beauties can Shenlong give me at one time? Wouldn't a wish only be given to a beautiful woman? Go back and ask that kid Dandy. I asked Roger to ask for 100 beauties of different styles, and the saliva is almost full. Roger. This old turtle, your thoughts are so filthy. Teacher Wu Tian, what are you thinking? Krillin asked. Go away, mind your own business. The turtle immortal glared at Kaylin fiercely. You boy disturbed my sweet dreams, I can't spare you. Krillin is also thinking about his own heart. Or should I ask Roger for a girlfriend? Shenlong can also achieve this wish, right? But, isn't the girlfriend Roger gave more beautiful? Tianjin Rice also has its own wish. My wish is to surpass Goku, can I do it? Roger is a god who can defeat the god of destruction. No problem. Roger can definitely do it. Tianjin Rice, you think too much. I will not let you succeed. What the hell, you still want to defeat Sun Wukong? Roger shook his head. Although Roger can also train Tianjin Fan well, it will be very tiring to let him have the strength to defeat Sun Wukong. Roger wouldn't spend his time teaching Tianjin Fan. Oolong's heart is similar to Turtle Immortal, and his face is flushed, showing a dirty expression on his face. Leping also has a wish. It seems that I am the existence of the mat genus among the warriors on Earth. How did I end up at the bottom? Aren't the dumplings at the bottom? My wish is to surpass Krillin. By the way, Roger can find me a girlfriend. Number 8 is looking forward to the stage right in front of me. If I can win the first prize, what do I want? Or, marry Roger. That way, I'll have whatever I want. Roger. 18 is enough for you. How did you become the second Ruosi? 18th, he shook his head in red and dangerous. No, how can I have such a strange thought? If it really doesn't work, just stay by Roger's side and cultivate feelings first. If it really fits. Sun Wukong clenched his fists, not to mention how excited he is. As long as I get the first prize, I can follow Roger to practice Sun Gohan. I have some expectations. My wish. I want to be a great scholar. I want to grow up soon. I want to contribute to the world. Kiki's wish was even simpler. Kiki's wish is to make Sun Gohan a great scholar, not to know how to fight and kill all day like his father. Boo's wish is simpler than Kiki's. 2.0 I just want to eat, sleep, sleep, eat. Huh, what's the difference between me and that little pig? You are not as good as that pig. Guess the other end at least wants a few beauties. You are a real pig, you sleep and eat. Bulma, as the protagonist of this banquet and the host of this birthday, naturally has her own wish. My wish is to be able to accompany Roger for a long time. Luo Jia quickly read the inner world of everyone present. The thoughts of everyone were also clearly understood by Roger. You are so naive, do you really think you can win the first prize? I've already made a choice. Roger shook his head slightly. In addition to the first, second, and third prizes, there was also a commemorative prize. Every friend who participated in the lottery would receive a prize of 1 million. Emily continued. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 278 Brawly, Lepping, let's talk. 1 million is not much in the Dragon Ball world, which is equivalent to about 60,000 yuan in the world we are in now. For these warriors on the scene, it is not a big deal. However, getting 60,000 yuan for nothing is also a good thing. There are people who have trouble with money. Everyone present went up to draw number cards. It is not enough to expect to be able to draw the first or second prize, and the third prize is also fine, so let's commemorate the award. Even Lepping happily drew 2 number cards. With 2 number cards, the odds of winning are increased. At the same time, 2 commemorative awards will also be awarded. Commemorative awards are given based on number plates. There are so many people at the scene, Lepping can get it once, and then again later. I believe it is difficult to be issued, so now we start the lottery. As Aline said, she took out a computer and placed it on the screen to display a random number on the screen. Third prize, number 18. Jimmy announced. 18 stood up. Teacher Wu Tian also stood up. Teacher Wu Tian looked at Ruo number 18 in confusion. 18 had a cold expression and did not speak. I'm sorry, Miss number 18. I'm talking about the number 18 that was drawn. Emily explained quickly. Number 18 had to sit down with sweat on his face. So awkward. Am I the third prize? How pitiful. The turtle fairy scratched his head, looking disappointed. Teacher Wu Tian, the first prize, the second prize and the third prize can overlap. Emily smiled and said, if you are lucky. The third prize may be in one person. Everyone at the scene was shocked. Can all 3 rewards overlap? Since the third prize is on the 18th, give it to the 18th. Roger spoke. Bulma nodded slightly to Dad, Emmy. Okay, let me correct it. The third prize just now, foot number 18, belongs to the real Miss number 18. Emily quickly corrected. Turtle Fairy. What are you kidding? I protest. However, the turtle fairy did not dare to talk nonsense. That's 1 billion. Just disappeared. On the 18th, I suddenly felt that happiness came too suddenly. I'll go, is there such an operation? First prize, number 16. Emily announced loudly. Leping stood up a little excitedly. It's me. It's me. I won the second prize. I have to be a little more excited. Don't let Roger give the award to someone else. In fact, Leping thought about it. The second prize is not bad. The problem is, when the first prize is awarded, I can still draw this number card once. And me. Just when Leping was about to go up to receive the award happily, a rude voice came from a distance. Leping was stunned, turned his head and looked in the direction of his father's voice. After seeing the person coming, Leping was stunned. At this time, not only Leping was surprised, but even Sun Wukong and others were a little surprised. Is it really number 16? Isn't number 16 dead? Yep, exactly the same as the 16th. 16th resurrected. Can robots also be resurrected? Lepping is the most surprising. Because the relationship between Lepping and number 16 is still very good. 16th, are you resurrected? Lepping asked quickly. You can understand that. Number 16 smiled slightly. So, according to this friend, your lottery should be mine. Do not make jokes. The second prize is mine. Lepping said angrily that our relationship is very good, but the award is mine. This one can't give you a second prize, it's for the real 16th. Roger smiled and made the final decision. Why, Roger, this is not fair. Number 16 is in a hurry. Well, you said you want to be fair, then tell me, why do you want to steal 2 number cards? Roger smiled and looked at Lepping with interest. Lepping shivered, and his face became extremely ugly. Since today is Bulma's birthday, I won't make it difficult for you, and I hope you can do it yourself. Roger said, winking at Broly, Vegeta, Bardock and others. Broly reacted the fastest. Lepping, right, let's go over there and talk. Broly quickly stepped forward and patted Lepping on the shoulder. What's the connection? Lepping was startled, and the color on his eyelids changed wildly. What do I have to chat with you? I will not go. However, to go or not to go, it is already unbearable. Lepping was pinched by Broly's neck like a chicken, and flew into the distance. Then, only a loud bang was heard in the distance. And, Lepping's roar of crying father and mother. Cake. Slow response. Master will not embarrass me, right? Vegeta. Broly, this kid reacts so fast. Lagging behind. In the future, this kid Broly will not become a popular man around Roger, right? Broly won't replace me, will he? Broly quickly returned with Lepping. Lepping is an internal injury, and nothing can be seen from the outside. I also talked to you. Bardock stepped forward and grinned at Lepping, your sister. It's okay, we mainly talk about why you have an extra number plate. Bardock smiled and grabbed Lepping's neck, and 070 flew away quickly. Then, in the distance, there was another loud noise and behind. Why am I so stupid? If this goes on, I will be eliminated. Bardock also quickly came back with Lepping. Vegeta didn't say a word, stepped forward, grabbed Lepping's neck and flew away 10 seconds later. Vegeta is back. I'm sorry, I went and didn't do it, he died. Kusun Wukong with Vegeta's face. Dark. Broly. Turtle Immortal. Everyone at the scene was stunned. Begging, you killed someone. Bardock said. It's clear that you've overworked. Not me, I haven't done it yet. Vegeta said angrily. When I beat him, he was still alive and kicking. Bardock hurried to tell himself that it was you. The next moment, Bardock and Vegeta pointed to Broly and Broly scratched their heads. Well, take the time to find an opportunity to resurrect Shenlong. Roger was also speechless for a while, but if he died, he died. Of course, Roger has no obligation to resurrect Lepping. Lepping dares to cheat under his own eyes. This is also regarded as punishing him for resurrection. Leave it to Shenlong to do it. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 279 number 21 _. Lepping has been transformed into a soul body, suspended in the long soul team. How did I die? Who killed me? Lepping thought about it carefully. I want to be scared to death by Vegeta. Likes and dislikes. Hey, hurry up and revive me with Dragon Ball. I don't want to. Hello, number 16, this is your Dragon Ball. Emily handed Dragon Ball to number 16. Thank you. Number 16 nodded. Being disturbed by the matter of Lepping, everyone almost forgot how number 16 was resurrected. In addition, there was a girl beside number 18 at this time. The girl has long brown hair in a shawl, black-rimmed glasses, and 2 huge earrings hanging on her ears. Are you number 18? The girl smiled and looked at number 18. Want you to take care. Number 18 snorted coldly. Ha ha. Girl smiles. 16 sat down beside the girl with the dragon balls. Number 16, how did you come back to life? 7 inches. Number 18 is also a little surprised. Number 16 smiled at number 18, but do you mean you are dumb again? Number 18 stared. Now, the most exciting time has come, let us draw the first prize of this banquet. Emily said loudly. Let's go. The girl smiled at number 16, got up and nodded obediently to number 6, and got up. Next is the first prize, won't you wait? Number 18 asked. Can that man named Roger really make us achieve the wish that even the dragons can't? The brown-haired girl sat down again and looked at number 18 with a smile. You don't know Roger. Number 18's eyes widened. What if he looked at the brunette girl like a monster? Famous. The brunette girl smiled. Great it, when I didn't say it. Number 18 is too lazy to handle the girl, you really don't know. Now, the exciting moment has finally arrived. Let us wait and see, who is the winner of the first prize. Emily said loudly, holding the link fang, everyone please see the numbers on the big screen switch randomly. Digital freeze. Good one. First prize winner. 21st. Emily smiled. Who's number 21? Let's see who is this lucky one. Ha ha ha, great, it's me. Sun Wukong stood up excitedly, and quickly he was Wukong on the stage. Congratulations, get. Emily smiled and Zebu was just. Emily was interrupted by a girl before she finished speaking. I am the 21st. It's the brunette who's talking. The brown-haired girl smiled slightly, flew up, and landed next to Sun Wukong. The one who appeared on the scene was the android number 21, and the 21 was also an android made by Dr. Grow. However, this artificial man has the same genius mind as Dr. Gross. As for the resurrection of number 16, it is also related to number 21. It was the 21st who gave life to the 16th. No, are there two 21sts? Sun Wukong was slightly startled, seeing if number 21 asked no, my name is number 21. According to the previous practice, I am the first prize winner. Number 21 said with a smile on number 18. You're going to be hilarious. I'm number 18, he's number 16. You still call number 21. Who are you deceiving? Ah, your name is number 21. Sun Wukong is also a little confused. Yes, it's a fake. The 21st minister blinked, then looked at Roger. You are Roger, right? You said just now that you can achieve what even the dragons can't do. Excited, really? That's right. Roger nodded. I also have a wish, can you help me realize it? Number 21. Roger shook his head. Wukong, where is your love? Suji ignored number 21, but smiled at Sun Wukong. I want to practice with you. Please teach me. Sun Wukong quickly said that it's that simple. Roger smiled. I want to become stronger, and I hope to defeat Beerus-sama one day. Sun Wukong clenched his head. It's okay, I promise you. Roger nodded. I will contact you when I'm free. About how long? Sun Wukong asked excitedly. It won't take long, just be patient. Roger laughed so good 1 inch. Sun Wukong UT is so happy. Botic. Kakarot, why are you so stupid? The owner said that it won't take long, and told you to wait patiently. Maybe it will take a few years to support it. As for the number 21 that appeared on the scene, it was simply not worth mentioning whether it was Bardock or Sun Wukong. 21. Ignored. So poor. I'm very strong. Hey, you're not talking. Number 21 shouted dangerously. Number 16, let them see what you are terrible about. Number 16 nodded. 16 feet's body burst out with amazing energy. Everyone looked at number 16 in amazement. You want to do something? Who is this woman named number 21? Don't you know that even the god of destruction is kneeling? She seemed to be the one who appeared after Beerus-sama had returned, and Kling's lowered voice. Number 6 feet's demeanor changed, completely different from before. Sun Wufan replied that she said her name was number 21. Could it be that she is also an artificial human made by Dr. Grow? The eyes of the immortal turtle have different meanings, Nuo Wang Jiao. Teacher Wu Tian, what are you thinking? Qilin rolled his eyes at Turtle Immortal. Then, let's start with Sun Wukong. After the breath of the 16th broke out, he silently looked at Sun Wukong. Are you going to fight? Sun Wukong scratched his head. It hurts my head. This is Bulma's birthday party. Can Roger fight? Yes, but you have to fight over there. Roger smiled. The scepter in his hand appeared out of thin air. Divine power emerged from the scepter, and when it hit the lock above the artificial lake, there was an extra circular platform on the artificial lake. Jay ordered Down Yen. Sun Wukong, only number 16. As for running to the ring to fight. However, Sun Wukong, who is still very happy to fight, flew to the drawing platform. 16 also flew over silently and looked back at Roger. You are a genius, remember in a second. Chapter 280 Beerus, go over there and kneel. 21 turned right to Roger without blinking. This guy built a ring out of thin air. Who is it? Roger. Why have I never heard of him? Can you fulfill a wish that even a dragon can't? More and more interesting. Come on, number 16. Sun Wukong smiled at number 16, beckoned. Number 16 looked at number 21. 21 nodded lightly. 16 flew to the drawing table. 16, you look much stronger than before. Sun Wukong silently looked at number 16 feet's past events. My memory has been faulty. Number 16 said, the energy emerged from his body. I only know that the purpose of my creation is to defeat you. Beat me. This is not an easy task. Sun Wukong smiled and boomed. Sun Wukong turned into a Super Saiyan second tier. Yes, stronger than Sharu back then. Number 16 watched silently, but you remember Shalu, let's start. Sun Wukong said, indicating that the situation for number 16 to advance to number 116 was not right. Sun Wufan pondered, in the past, he would not take the initiative to fight with his father. It may be that someone built his memory chip into the new body. In fact, he is completely different from the previous number 16. Bulma said something. Who will build it? Wouldn't it be the woman who called herself number 21? What kind of joke is Kelling guessing? Is that woman also a scientist? Tianjin Fan asked. Bulma is also a woman, isn't she a scientist? Krillin was surprised. Bulma gave Krillin a roll of eyes. What's your logic? Can a woman be a scientist? However, the 16th challenge Goku is simply asking for trouble. Kling Xiaoxiao number 16 blankly bombarded a powerful punch and Sun Wukong quickly double-crossed defense. With a loud bang, Sun Wukong's double-handed trembling was shaken by the punch. Immediately afterwards, Sun Wukong slid backwards and stepped on the ground, leaving a long mark on the stage. However, the stage was not damaged. Of course, how could Roger's hand-built drawing table be destroyed under such an attack of energy? It hurts so much. Sun Wukong grinned and shouted, looks like I have to show my true skills. Bang! As Sun Wukong said, golden light appeared all over his body, his long hair reached his waist, and he became the third rank of Super Saiyan. Slight discoloration on the face of size 16. 21 frowned. Come on, number 16. As Sun Wukong said, he flew in the direction of number 16. Sun Wukong launched an attack on number 16. 16th is to deal with it calmly. The fight lasted about 5 minutes. 16th looks a little overwhelmed. Sun Wukong jumped the 16th out of the ring. Are you okay, 16th? Sun Wukong asked with concern. 6 got up from the ground, and the color of his eyelids is a little ugly. Sun Wukong, you have indeed exceeded my expectations. On the 21st, he got up and looked at Sun Wukong with a smile. In that case, let me deal with you personally. 21 exploded, and the white coat on his body was directly shattered by Hajime. Seeing number 21 feet's exquisite and curvaceous figure, the nosebleed was almost spitting out. I just blew the coat off, what's the point? Wulong also blushed and nodded vigorously beside the turtle fairy. He and the turtle fairy thought of going together. Just when they stepped on the drawing stage on the 21st, a colorful flame descended from the sky, and a figure came out from the colorful flame. Beerus returned from the planet Beerus carrying a bed. "Da! Lord Archangel, this is my keel bed, please take a look." Beerus hurriedly carried the bed and appeared beside Roger, knelt down and bowed. Roger tapped lightly on the head of the bed with his scepter and smiled. The bed made of keel turned into slag, and it was too brittle without anything. Roger shook his head, a look of disappointment on his face. "Beerus, is this the bed you took 20 minutes to bring from your palace?" "You are so disappointing to me." That Beerus was so scared that cold sweat broke out on his face, and he kowtowed and begged for mercy. "My bed. That's my bed." It was a bed made from the bones of a 10,000-year-old golden dragon in the Dragon Valley. Warm in winter and cool in summer. It was just ruined by you. You said, "You have made so many mistakes. How do I punish you?" Roger reprimanded his face. "Archangel, forgive me." Beerus kowtows. "Come on, get up, you are the god of destruction in the 7th universe after all, I still want to give you some face." Roger pondered. "Well, go over there and kneel." "Beerus. This is to give me face. You make my god of destruction kneel." However, Beerus knew that this was already the lightest punishment for the king of God realm. Xian and the old world king god through the crystal ball, can see the things here clearly. Of course, the main thing is that Roger didn't hide it. If Roger wanted to hide, the two of them couldn't see. Beerus, the god of destruction, is not his opponent. We really underestimate him. Xian didn't speak, and the color of his eyes was very complicated. What kind of god I have provoked? Also, are the two gods who scared me really the king of Quan and the great priest? How busy are you, Earth, Bulma's home? Seeing Roger dealing with Beerus, number 21 is a little enlightened. Who is this cat? Why was Roger trained as a dog? Forget about them. How could they be my opponents? Monkey King, I'll show you, my mighty one. Speaking on the 21st, he will burst into breath and so on. Roger suddenly spoke. 21st glanced at Roger's side. "Bulma, how is your research on my Shaoshan domain and Longli?" Roger asked the 21st. "You ask Bulma, you make me wait. It's not easy to handle. My father and I have discussed many plans, but they are all difficult to achieve." Bulma said apologetically to Roger. "In this way, let the 21st join your discussion group, and you can continue the discussion." Roger's suggestion. 21st. She can't really be a scientist, can she? Bulma froze, asked yes, and Roger nodded. "You are a genius, remember in a second."